Everyone. Today we're going to be covering Bellator 242 Bandejas versus Pettis, and this is the event. So pretty much what the card is, the first fight is Pico versus Hatley Jr., Claxton versus Wilson, Jackson versus Maine, and Bandejas versus Pettis. And later on, I will be joined by the one and only beautiful Monique Yip, and she obviously was really excited for this card, so I'm sure that she's going to have many opinions on who she thinks is going to win. So we're really excited. It's going to be a great card. And in just a moment, she will be joining me. So for now, enjoy the weigh-ins that we'll start playing just right now. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So right now, just Chael Sonnen is talking on the booth about the next
Okay.
fight. So the
Yeah, I'm
first
on
fight
there.
that's obviously coming up is going to be Aaron Pico.
Woohoo!
And
Hey, Pico.
I know you and I are both big Aaron Pico fans.
But here's the thing. I know. So it's obviously like whoever wins, I'll be happy. I don't. Obviously, I'm not trying to be biased at this point. So really exciting. The featherweight belt. Pico is 5-3, and Solo is 8-2.
Yep.
I'm
So
excited to see
Solo's
Aaron
walking
Pico
out
have
right
like
now.
a consistent comeback. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
5-3. Solo, he used to have dreads. It went like way shorter. Okay, I see how it is. All right. Don't
Do you think that
underestimate. Huh?
do you think Pico's gonna have a wrestling based game plan like he did in this last fight?
It would work against Solo for sure, practically speaking. But like, because
Mhm.
if you see the highlights from Solo, he's really good at taking people down. But at the same time, I think like when it comes to standing up, I don't know. I think Pico is faster to do like to make a first move, whether it's to take someone down or not. But don't underestimate Solo. He does have that knockout power, and he's improved tremendously. Even if he came off a loss recently, still very very dangerous in that featherweight division.
Wow, so he's a
Whoever you
wrestler
go,
too?
he can.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's a wrestler though, according to the matches that I've seen. There he is, Golden Boy Hour. That's right. What is he, like 22 years old or something?
Yeah, he's
He's
super young.
really young. That's the thing. I think he had a lot of pressure going into like obviously his pro MMA debut at Bellator, especially. He's like pretty much one of their the cream of the crop. Everybody that watches Bellator knows Aaron Pico, and he is pretty much the freshest, the youngest talent that they have there. And there's a lot of pressure on that. So those three losses came from that. A lot of people had a lot of pressure on him. He obviously maybe overestimated his abilities, which is not a bad thing. But obviously he's
Mhm.
so young in the game that he's just only going to get better, in my opinion. I do think that he should be a little bit more patient against someone like Solo. They're actually the same age. I totally forgot
Wow,
that.
yeah. I just noticed
Totally.
that too. They're the same age.
Yeah, Pico's a little bit taller. Pico's your height, and the reach advantage is there. But here's the thing. I think that he should be more patient against someone like Solo because Solo hits hard. He's fast as well.
Yeah.
Pico, like, when I see him either lose, it's because he makes a false move because he's going too fast and he's not really thinking of like his movements are not as thoughtful as I know
Mhm.
they could be. But that just comes with growth because like he's 23 years old.
Yeah, I watched
And
his first knockout loss live. It was so
yeah,
horrendous.
that's
He
right.
didn't get up for like 10 minutes. He was just
Your
laying there. It
heart
was
just
so
your
hard to
heart just
watch.
broke like
Yep.
for a good like 30 seconds.
I was about to
All
cry.
right, come on, Pico, come on. All right, so am I crazy? Are
Mhm.
there like actually more people in the stands than I thought that there would be? Like on one
Well,
side of the ring, there's like actually a lot of people. I know it's probably mostly media, really, but
yeah,
it's really close in proximity because the
looks like
actual
way
arena.
more than UFC events.
You know why? Because that stadium is like tiny compared to like where the UFC stadium is, like, or is in Yas Island. Especially, I
Mhm.
think that in Fight Island too, like they definitely limit the amount of people there. I don't see as many people there. I think the stadium is bigger, whatever they built over there. So,
Yeah.
all right. I don't know. It's just kind of like one of the things I noticed first because with COVID. All right, this bout's
Mhm.
about to start. So excited! I'm like so pumped up for the rest of the events going
And
on.
match begins.
Oh, you're a little ahead.
I'm at 452.
Where am I? Yeah, you're ahead. Like 5
Okay.
seconds.
So right now they're just feeling each other out, just fainting. Pico lands a nice leg kick, and he goes in for the shot. Can he get him down?
That's a no. I was
Wow.
getting too. Look. Okay, I was
Wow.
getting that too.
What was it, like a power single? He just had one leg and he took him down.
Yeah, I was gonna guess everything that you just said because I'm like 5 seconds behind.
I just
But
made up the power single. I don't know if that's a real thing.
I mean, good. But I think that like Pico, like I don't know what kind of like wrestling stance he has because I haven't seen him live for like God
Mhm.
knows how long, and so like I want something to happen. Okay, whatever, ground and pound shots, like just like how he's doing right now. Good control.
Yeah. Right
Um,
now, it's controlling him. He's in his
yeah,
half guard.
yeah, kind
He's
of. Now
ground
he is. Okay,
pounding.
sorry, it was kind of awkward at one point. That's good. It's good for him. Maybe bad for us if this is all that's gonna happen. No offense.
I mean, it's not really
Okay.
bad for me. I want him to win,
No,
no matter
I
what way
know,
he
but
does
like
it.
like when we see someone like Peter Yan and then he wrestles someone and then it's like all the ground and pound and the deadly elbows, like, and then you just go and see this. But I understand Peter Yan, he's still young, by the way. Peter Yan is still young. But
Mhm.
at the same time, like Aaron Pico, I think like he has to be a little bit more careful because of like how inconsistent he has
Yeah.
been for a while, and like that's the truth. Like all I want from him is that he's so young, he has so much to grow. He like literally has the tools to become the best featherweight in this division. And like here's the thing, there's no rush for him. This was what I was talking about the entire time. I was like, thank you, Jesus, for that. I think he got his back. I think because if I'm not mistaken.
Wow. There you go. Rear naked choke finish. I don't want to say anything.
That's right. Amen to that.
Wow.
That's the first fight.
Complete dominance.
This stream is gonna be hella short. Especially
Yep.
if Sergio Pettis goes for that like TKO. Oh, that's gonna be quite the short stream. Also, it was condolences only because I'm making a joke right now. Jake Smith, I'm so sorry you lost your match. Via TKO, KO. Like you're my buddy. You're gonna come back strong. It's okay. It's okay. All right. So watching the highlights, right? Like Pico did what pretty much you or I predicted, right? You
Yep.
remember when I said like you asked if Solo was a wrestler or a grappler? He can. He's taken people down before, and he's been the aggressor in that part. But then Pico just like he capitalized. He did everything pretty much textbook.
Wow.
Very much like so much technique in that when he took his back, we all knew what was happening. The transitions were flawless for him to get to that rear naked choke. Congratulations, Aaron Pico, and you're
Is
going.
this his first submission? It's
Yeah, because
definitely
we
his
usually
first
say
pro
like
submission.
TKO or decision or something like that, right?
Yeah. Wow. See, this is the Aaron Pico I want to see. Not just someone who just brawls all the time. Like this is like where he specializes. So that makes me happy to see as a
Here's the
fan.
thing. I'm happy too that he won, but I want to see more. I want to see more wins. I want to see like obviously the caliber of skill that he can like pretty much show the world, which I feel like he hasn't yet. And like tonight was a great example of that. So I'm looking at his like past records. So the last person he won against Daniel Carey. He won with a left hook. I believe that was a TKO in round 2. And then he lost to Adam Borgs, and Adam Borgs lost to what's his face, Darren Caldwell. I think it was.
Yeah, it was him. Yeah, that was surprising.
I kid you not, I cried.
Oh
like
god,
that boy was like, I wanted him to be in the finals with like AJ McKee. Like,
right? Everyone wanted that,
like,
especially since like AJ and Pico were like teammates. Like you kind of would have avenged his loss. Oh, we missed out on that.
Right. So he lost to Aaron Borgs, and then before that he lost to Henry Corrales, which I am not surprised about. Henry Corrales is dangerous, obviously. A lot of, I believe that was a TKO as well. So like you can see, it's very, very inconsistent. Like, he's back in the win column again, but then I want to see more wins. Like before he won against Higo, Morrison, Crushin, and then Lynn as well. And all of them were actually, I believe, TKOs. A lot of them were like, punches as well. So this is like you said, he specializes in this. Like obviously, like you fight someone that's not as versed in grappling or wrestling, and this is what happens. You follow the game plan. It was a great one. Solo, like I guess he should have been the aggressor. I've seen him be the aggressor before, but I've also seen him counter. So congratulations, Aaron Pico. Did not think that fight was gonna like last that short time, right? So I don't know. Yeah. What'd you think? What'd you think when you watched that?
That was surprising, like how quick that was. Like that's what she said. But I mean, for him to get a submission, like I wasn't expecting that. I'm like so impressed and happy to see this.
Right, I think that was smart because Aaron Pico, like, if he didn't make that first move, he would be in trouble. And I'm not like, a lot of people don't know who Solo is, and hopefully people actually do watch Bellator. Like they'll know who Solo Hatley Jr. is. I personally know him. He's not the most well-known fighter, but he's quite the threat if you actually watch his other fights. So a win against someone like him, he made the perfect game plan. In my opinion, if I was his coach, I'd be like, you need to step up to the plate and pretty much be the aggressor, because if you don't, you're playing Solo's game, and you don't want that because you're Aaron Pico. If you get him to the ground, if you strike with him, I wouldn't see. That's what I say. Like if you're gonna strike with someone like that, who's a striker as well, not good.
Yeah, I just want to say something. It's kind of this is like it looks so awkward. He's like Big John is interviewing him from 6 feet away. That just looks pretty awkward.
Yeah, well, at least UFC like is doing like the broadcasting thing, like how we're doing it right
I'd rather
now.
have that than this. This just looks weird. It looks really funny.
I think so. I'm watching the interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Because they pretty much talking about how he's so passionate. Like I believe it was his coach that he was referring to before, uh, pretty much improving his game and
Yeah.
but he wants to be here and compete, which I love that. I love that he has that motivation. I know that like losing to Corrales and Boris, who are not like a joke whatsoever. Love that featherweight tournament, even though that got
God,
halted
it's
like
amazing.
this.
Yeah.
I
I think.
don't know. I'm trying to think because like here Pitbull is a Pitbull. He is not easy to be beaten. So obviously, you look at his record, you look at the people that he's beaten as well. Man, it's just so sad. I want Adam Borks to still be in there. No offense, Kyle. I mean, like that was impressive, obviously against
Mm-hmm.
Borks. I was dumbfounded. I was like losing my mind. I was like, this is not happening whatsoever. This is not the Adam Borks that we know. But like, here's the thing: he's young. Right at the end of the day, he's gonna grow. He's gonna learn from it, and we're just gonna move on. I don't even know if this tournament is still gonna exist because like I don't know what the hell is
Yeah.
happening. To be
I think featherweight's
honest with you,
probably. Yeah. Go ahead.
to be honest, I feel like, and this isn't quite the generalization, but it's like based off facts. A lot of the Brazilian fighters have actually, even from UFC, obviously gotten COVID-19. Oh, dainty analysis. What's up? Not much,
Thanks for
man. Not
following
much.
me, Anti Man.
He's awesome. Like if anyone has never listened to the podcast, it's the Fighting Roundtable on YouTube. We're gonna talk, okay? We'll definitely talk for the later UFC rounds. How's the fight card so far? I mean, honestly, we just tuned into the main card. Just the first fight just ended. Aaron Pico with the early first round submission. Rear naked choke. Apparently that
Super
was
early.
like you know the time. We gotta watch it back. But Aaron Pico, that was quite impressive. All technique. Hey, no problem, man. No problem. We'll get on your show very, very soon. All right. So there is I believe that's Benson Henderson, and I honestly I'm
Michael
so mad.
Chandler.
Of course it was. You would know because you watch more Bellator than I do. Here's the thing: you already know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this if anyone's actually watching. And this at this moment right now, Benson Henderson, not the biggest fan. Okay, not just because I don't like dislike him like with the fight. Yeah, I don't know, something about him just like it doesn't like do it for me. Okay, like I don't get excited as much anymore when I watch Benson Henderson, even though his game has really improved. I believe like remember when he was in UFC and he was the lightweight champion, something like that. I
Yeah.
forgot which I think it was lightweight, and then I believe it was Anthony Pettis, who's little bro Sergio Pettis will be fighting in the main card. He took that belt away from him, and I think after that, I just kind of like, I just lost interest in Benson Henderson. I know that sounds bad because like he's been in the game for like so long. Uh, you know, Regardless of how annoying his entrance song is, and I'm sorry to anybody that I offend because it's quite the religious song. You know, I want to see more. I've seen like his other fights so far.
Mhm.
It's been impressive. I'm starting to get like a little bit excited about Benson Henderson, but I guess my bias is going to rule in favor of Michael Chandler. But Benson Henderson could definitely win that fight hands down. But I think he's probably the better fighter. If I'm going to be honest, aside
Speaking
from
of
my
Pettis,
biases.
did you watch Sergio's first fight in Bellator?
Yes. Oh,
It was awesome.
just clenched my heart with that one. I was like, I love young talent. I think that Bellator is doing a really great job. And it's funny because I never defend Bellator, but Bellator is doing a great job with honing in on the young talent. I wish, like I said, Bellator, it's the queen of promotions right here. You need some help. I would love to like do something for you. Have some really great ideas to promote. There's so many great fighters. There's some fighters that
Yeah.
were released from the UFC, and then like they just made this like really big splash in Bellator, and now they're back. Obviously. And then there's also some fighters that have left. They went to PFL. I think Rory McDonald is one of those fighters. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I think, you know what? PFL said that they're doing this tournament, which is basically they're going around the world.
Yeah.
And where'd you go?
I'm right here. You're talking,
Oh,
so I'm trying to give you spotlight.
okay.
There you go.
So PFL pretty much they got Rory McDonald, but they pretty much announced like this kind of cool like global tournament, kind of like a like Tuesday Night Contender Series kind of deal where
Yeah.
they go through like a few different countries. And they find fighters and like they compete against each other, and then those fighters win. They compete in the whole PFL tournament, and so I don't know how that's gonna work. Like obviously, unless PFL does another like Fight Island, you know, project just like UFC did. But so exciting, and I'm excited to see like all these MMA promotions are coming back. And I believe you mentioned like right before we did the stream that there's boxing on. Better Not Be
Yeah.
Fighting. LFA is on tonight, so Friday night is loaded, jam packed with some action. So if anyone has either nothing to do or they miss MMA and think that there's nothing going on Friday night because obviously UFC is tomorrow, well, you know, all the other promotions are right here, and you do
So
not want to miss it.
yeah,
Who's
the
doing?
other things that are going on are
Yeah.
BKFC. Yeah, and
That's
apparently this is
Friday.
free to watch on the website. And then there's also Ortiz versus Vargas, which is a pretty big fight for boxing. It's not like a super huge fight, but
Like who's like free stuff? So,
what was that?
all right, Chandler. I say who doesn't like free stuff, right? So that's
Yeah,
that's quite the boxing. I believe like this. I'm sure the boxing fight happens around like 9 p.m. your time, midnight my
okay.
time, probably most likely. That main card,
Mhm.
or the main event. Sorry, the main event of the boxing match.
That's a nice
All right,
sweater.
thank you. I mean, you should
It looks
know.
kind of
You got
familiar.
it for me.
Yeah.
It's like anyone like wants to tune in to my Instagram. We've done multiple streams before. And I believe in like the second stream that we did, it was all MMA based. Like Aquaman here, Jonathan wore the sweater, surprised me with it, and then we pretty much just kind of like mailed each other the sweater to see and to wear. So very
And
comfortable. Hmm?
so we were talking earlier about Pitbull and Bellator's 145-pound division. So how do you think Pitbull would do in the UFC?
That has been some type of talk for a long time. People are always talking like, what if Pitbull faced Holloway? You know, obviously there were some
Mhm.
words said, but you know, it's all for fun. At the end of the day, there's nothing official. I think Pitbull, I think he would do well, but at the same time, the level of competition in the UFC, no offense, sorry, Bellator fanatics, is like like a step up in my opinion. But you think about
Mhm.
the top 5 or top 10 fighters that you name, and it's impeccable. Like Volkanovski, textbook, super well, like you know, especially with his technique. You got Holloway, who has been a former champion, super dominant for a long time. Took the belt away from Jose Aldo, which is a huge deal, obviously. Right, then you have people like Korean Zombie, who's making his mark, and pretty much after this fight, probably going to get close to some type of, you know, I guess fighter #1 contender for the belt. So that's probably gonna happen. I believe who else is in there? Probably Yair Rodriguez. I think is up there. Brian Ortega is up there as well, and they're all very technical. I'm not like dissing on featherweight, you know, fighters in Bellator. There's obviously a lot, including Aaron Pico, but I just think that the level of competition, the level of technique and experience as well is it like really weighs on the UFC side, and like
Oh yeah, of course.
it's expected because UFC is UFC.
Mhm.
You go and sign the best of the best, whether they're from LFA, from any other promotion, they're gonna have it. So
Yeah,
I think that Pitbull would do well. I don't. It's hard because I can't see him losing because I guess I only see him in
yeah.
Bellator. I'm
He's been
not
so
saying
dominant.
anything Bellator, but you know, it's UFC is UFC for a reason.
Mhm.
And whoever wants to talk to me about that, you can right here in the comments, okay? Because
So
we
what
can
you're
go.
saying is that you want to see him against like a bit of higher competition before you can actually make a proper like
Right,
pick.
right. So like, so no offense. Okay, here's the thing. I love AJ McKee. Okay, love him, love him, love him.
Yeah,
I
he's
love Adam
amazing.
Warlicks. All right. Obviously, Adam Caldwell not so much, but he obviously is a mastermind when it comes to wrestling and taking people down. So I love all of them, but like you compare that to like you know the top 5 of the UFC,
Yeah,
deadly like Korean Zombie,
Ortega, Zombie,
Ortega. Yeah,
Zabit,
exactly.
Yair,
You're
all of them.
literally it's not even a comparison. You're literally just like UFC has like kind of the best of the best. Like each fighter has this own speciality, and like nobody, like literally almost nobody can beat them in that way. And Max Holloway just freaking well rounded. While Alex Volkanovski super well rounded, obviously. Korean Zombie, I don't think he's like as well rounded, but it doesn't matter because he's just good at what he does, which is striking. So
Yeah.
and he's super fast. So I think that Pitbull, it would be fun to see him obviously in UFC, but I don't see the likelihood of that just because I know that the promoters, at least one of them, does not like the whole cross promotion. I guess you guys can figure out who that is. But in the meantime, I think that I would still like to see that tournament play out. Pitbull, I don't think like even if like AJ McKee faced him, I just don't think that anyone could beat
Whoa.
Pitbull. Yeah,
Really?
do you know
I
how
don't
good he
know.
is? Like you
I
already
know I've
know.
seen his fights, yeah, but I'm just maybe it's because I'm biased, but I think
You
AJ
are
is gonna pull it
biased.
off.
You
You're
are
right. You're right.
biased. You already know you're biased. He's like, you
Thanks for
know I
calling me
got
out.
AJ, but like Pitbull's just like probably the most well-rounded fighter, and he obviously is the best featherweight in my opinion in that
Yeah.
division. Why he's the champ, hence why he hasn't lost in like how long, right? So I know, right? We've always wanted to see like this cross promotion between UFC and Bellator because I guess like they're the most two of the most well-known promotions for MMA. However, ain't gonna happen, especially anytime soon.
Probably not. Yeah. I mean, we got Bellator against Ryzen. That was so much fun to see.
That was a partnership. Horiguchi, like my favorite fighter, and Ryzen, I believe is it right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I think he won the belt or something from.
He won both belts. Yeah.
That was like
Incredible.
one of my moments.
That's like the coolest thing ever. Holding belts from two different promotions at the same time. That's like the most badass thing I've ever seen in my life.
He is badass. He is
That is awesome.
he's my favorite fighter in Risen, and he's always so happy and like cheerful, and also that's one of the reasons why I like him too. Just like a prime example of what a champion should be, and representing Asia real hard is.
Could you imagine if like someone held like one championship belt, the UFC belt, Bellator, and a Rising belt at the same time? If they all just cross promoted, that would be like so awesome. I would
Here's
lose
the
it.
thing, like
I would nerdgasm so bad.
right? I mean, like, but here's the thing for that. Like, I obviously as a fan, I think of course that'd be awesome. Maybe the ultimate like tournament, kind of like March Madness, but like MMA style. However, I think like from a business point of view, it's just going to. I don't think it's going to be a win-win situation for all businesses. For UFC, it's not going to be a win-win situation. If I'm number one, I don't want to share my views with any other promotions because I want to keep them for myself, right?
Yeah,
and like
you're giving them attention
for myself. Right, so like in a way, like I understand. Like I'm obviously it would be really excited if that idea actually came into fruition. However, business side, if I was a promoter, no, like at least maybe one promotion I will cross, like I was gonna cross the fighters and like see if they want to fight each other and how big of a thing it's gonna be. UFC is only gonna do that with boxing, obviously. If you look at Conor versus Floyd, huge. There's a lot of money in boxing as well. It's only gonna profit UFC. Boxing as well would profit. Like, it's already profitable by itself, and then you have like the biggest name in MMA, which is Conor McGregor at the time, especially. I think he's still honestly. I still think he's the biggest name. Like people.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And I think he'll be the biggest name for quite a while because I just don't think he's gonna stay retired. Okay, so like when you have
it's weird how crazy popular he is. Like I work at a hotel, it's funny. Like even like soccer moms were like talking about his fight, and I'm like everyone was talking about it. I was like so surprised.
Like what you know about Conor McGregor? That's funny. That's funny. I think that so that's why I think that UFC is never going to like cross promote. I think that like because with Bellator, it's obvious. Like if you cross promote with Bellator's like feeding all your views as well, and that's you don't want that. I honestly, if I was Dana White, I don't want that either. I would probably only do boxing just for the fact that it makes you more profit. Now here's the thing: whenever I try to tell people this, and I'm sure if anyone else is watching and you disagree with me, like at the end of the day, it's a business. It's an entertainment business. It's not just about fights, which is like unfortunate a lot of times when it comes to different other issues. But at the end of the day, it's all about being number one or getting the most views, getting the most ratings, getting the most sponsors, getting the most money, because that's how your business is run. That's why you're the number one promotion in the world. And I don't know. I don't like. Here's I don't know why like people can't see that perspective, because I guess they only see it from a fan's perspective. But I see it, and it makes sense to me. So it's disappointed sometimes that I am. Like I want to see Max Holloway versus like Pitbull so bad, but it's just not gonna happen, and I'm gonna live okay without
Yeah.
that fight. So that's my little rant. If anyone wants to dispute, you're welcome to like comment or DM either of us. All
You
right,
said
so
that your main problem with Bellator was their promoting.
yes, I think that I don't know why, because like when I click on either Instagram, Twitter, when I'm on any social media, obviously the first thing you want to see is UFC, right? They've obviously
Yeah.
spent a lot of money doing the digital marketing aspects. I guess like if anyone does not know what I mean by that, it means like digital marketing is where you go and place your brand in the number one spot anywhere. Google, social media. So then you pay for those I guess like anybody who searches like MMA, all the keywords that pop up that to like find out more about
Mm.
promotions. UFC is gonna be number one on Google. UFC is gonna have ads on freaking Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, what have you, and they'll pretty much be on all sports networks, ESPN as well, and in most countries. So I think that for Bellator, like I understand maybe their main priority right now might be just like building that roster up, because if you're actually ever going to compete against UFC, you need a killer roster. And so I understand where they're coming from, but I think that they're lacking in promotion and like making a
Yeah.
production. I don't understand now. Obviously, with COVID, you can't really make a production of anything, but
Right.
like one championship boxing, huge productions, like when fighters go in and just people love that. It's an aspect that many people don't talk about, especially casuals, but like hardcore fans, we definitely care about that. Bellator, I honestly wish that they would spend more time, especially because I feel like UFC, like especially the trailers, love the storyline, love the emotion that comes from it, and like it
Mm-hmm.
honestly resonates with all the fans, and like everyone gets so pumped. You see like the unveiling of the poster, you see like the first trailer of I don't know. It was gonna be Justin Gaethje versus Tony Ferguson. We all got like so pumped from that, and like that's the thing that I feel like is missing in Bellator.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm biased. Maybe
And I
people
think you're
like
absolutely right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
we
maybe I'm
don't see
biased
enough
because I
of
don't
that.
search for Bellator. Like I'm sorry, like so I'm gonna honestly admit that.
Yeah, as a Bellator fan, yeah, like that's the main thing that I think they're missing too. Yeah, because
Right,
Ryzen and One
yeah,
Championship, they do an amazing job at really like telling the stories of the fighters. And I
it's
noticed that
the
yeah,
Asian
Bellator is
culture,
really the only
friend.
one that
It's
doesn't.
the Asian
Yeah.
culture right there. For sure, we love stories. Like especially if anyone is like Asian myself, or you live in Asia, you just know that it's really important to tell a story and to resonate with fans on an emotional level, on an intimate level. So I think that like Bellator, I think that their priority of their brand is like literally like we are the second best promotion. We're like not trying to compete with UFC right now, but we have killer, fighters, obviously fighters that we've like grown ourselves, that we've taken in.
Mhm.
And like here's the thing, it's only going to help your brand if you're going to invest a little bit more time and money with promotions, because I didn't know about Bellator and I'm probably one of the biggest MMA fanatics out there. I knew about one, I knew about LFA, I knew about Victa, I knew about Risen a little bit, but for some reason,
Ryzen,
okay, Risen,
Ryzen.
Ryzen, probably Ryzen. Sorry,
I know it's
but
Ryzen.
basically, leave it to you to correct me all the time on how I say certain words. But anyways, I
Thank
just
you.
feel like I didn't hear much like buzz when it came to Bellator. It literally was going to be like one or two MMA fanatics that would say like, "Oh, I'm a Bellator fan." I'm like, what's that? Which fighter would they have? And I don't know. I don't know because they don't promote it like extremely well. So that's why I say like you promote a fighter like Aaron Pico. Obviously, I think that they should probably promote some from the UFC. You already get like
Yeah.
viewers like that are huge fans from there. Datina says this. I kind of see an interlude into the money fight era. Need mover fighters are in the digital. Oh, sorry, in the single digits. You don't move. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, for sure. I mean, like, look at what happened, like, Masvidal, Conor McGregor, Henry Cejudo back then, and then you, like, with Bellator, you have, like, the tournaments, which are really cool, but that's the thing, I don't see many money fights in Bellator. The only one that I saw before, and maybe other people have seen more money fights, was the whole Cyborg versus Bud. Broke my heart. I loved both of them, but Bud, you're my Canadian girl, I gotta rep you real hard. And that broke my heart, but at the same time, like, that was a money fight to me because Bud was like probably one of the the best champions in Bellator, and Cyborg just came in and be like, I'm gonna take 3 titles, and she did. So I just I'm trying to think. Not many money fights, like, in my opinion, I've seen in Bellator. And the 18 analysis, you have a really good point. UFC has capitalized on that big time. They're the only promotion, in my opinion, that's had money fights because you literally grab the fighters that are not just good, they're entertaining, they're funny, they're stupid, they're pretentious, they're obnoxious, they're arrogant. Like, that's what UFC like capitalizes on because they see the entertainment side. You know, if you're gonna reach multiple markets, you can't just care about the fact that they fight good. You know how many good fighters out there? Amazingly, like over 1 million great fighters out there, and more to come. But the ones that people are gonna keep watching for, and I'm not talking about the fanatics, and some of the fanatics will care about the entertainment aspect. People are hardcore Conor McGregor fans for crying out loud. People are hardcore Tony Ferguson fans, and he's freaking weird and entertaining, right? But at the same time, right, exactly. He's weird. He's down to earth. He loves baseball, which I'm all for that. But at the same time, he's still a good fighter. People are not going to tune in for that. Like, why would you? If I was like, I'm trying to think of something that I don't care about, and I would watch it. Like for golf, okay? Like I don't care about golf. Why would I watch golf for the fact that I'm just gonna wait 5 minutes to see someone swing a first drive in the 18th hole? Like I don't care about that. I care about if someone is either good looking, entertaining, funny, whatever. He's on the. I don't, including you. I know we're so cute. Anyway, but that's the whole point. So like, I think the 18 analysis, you hit it right on the dot with the whole money fight era, which is like kind of sad sometimes because you don't see the opportunities for the fighters that actually do deserve it. UFC, I'm sorry, you're a huge culprit of that. So but whatever. It is what it is at the end of the day. The blessed, I can't. He's supposed to be champion. I'm sorry.
So up next, we got a featherweight bout. Taiwan Claxton against JJ Wilson.
Nice.
So JJ's really young. He's like 22. I think the same age as Aaron Pico, or even younger. And then Claxton is about 27, I believe.
Well, JJ is undefeated, so I'm excited to see that.
2 out of 4 knockouts Claxton has of all his fights in Bellator.
Okay, I'm excited to see this fight. I'm just looking at their pages to refresh my memory. Who do I think is going to win?
I don't know anything about these 2 fighters, so I'm just gonna.
I know about JJ. I'm a fan of JJ. I just haven't obviously seen him fight.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards JJ just because of his hair. Wow, he's pressuring heavy striking right now on Claxton.
I'm leaning towards JJ because of
going at it.
Because of his wins and he won by submission a lot of the times before he lost the last one. So I think you're ahead by a little bit because I have to refresh it, but
Okay. Yeah, right now they're just in the clinch up against the cage.
Somebody's biased towards light blonde hair.
Well, I mean, it's not just. I think it's any sort of dyed hair.
That's true. You like mine.
Yeah, a lot. My favorite, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You get briny points for that.
Aww. So yeah, right now Claxton's just still pressuring him, trying to take him down, holding him up against the cage.
Good luck with that. No offense,
yeah, they're kind of just holding each other right now.
It's like if we hugged each other around the ring. Be like that. I'm trying to take you down because you're bigger and stronger than I am.
Reminded me of Usman versus Masvidal.
Masvidal literally slept on his shoulder. If anybody wants to go and watch that fight again, legit, there were times where he just like that. It would just be like that. Like, I'm not kidding. Okay, go and watch the fight again. You will fall asleep a little bit.
Yep. But that's what you got to do if you're fighting Masvidal.
Yeah, pretty much. You gotta, because there's no way he's ever gonna like anybody that's great at grappling. You just wouldn't stand a chance. Sorry, I don't care if you train at the best gym, best MMA gym in the world. You're not gonna beat like Gilbert Burns, Usman, Khabib. List goes on and on about great wrestlers or grapplers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I know I bring this up a little bit more than many people probably want to talk about, but a lot of people after the Masvidal Usman fight, there was a lot of criticism. You know what? If you want to be a champion that like loses at this belt like after the first time because he just wants to be entertainment, go be my guest, okay? Because Usman is not about that. He is like pretty much undefeated. He's only lost once, and it was a while ago. And he beat them, like the likes of Woodley, which is huge, taking the belt from that dominant welterweight champion that everybody knew about. And so, like, if you want to be like Conor McGregor and Masvidal, then fine. That's not the type of champion that I, as an MMA fanatic, care about. I feel like casuals, there's like a lot of them that are really eager earners. Earners, learners, and at the same time, you have the ones that they just bandwagon off of the funniest, coolest guy, or the most attractive girl fighter there is, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just the criticism
Shout
that
out to Rachel Ostovich.
Right. I guess in UFC, let's see, she's the hottest, like, in all of. I'm sure the guys would probably be like, yes, Rachel Ostovich. Here's the thing, Rachel Ostovich, I don't know what the true story is about her and like the supplement that she took that was supposed to be banned or something like that. So I would love to see her back in the octagon because I still think she has a lot to prove. Whether she's gonna win or not is a different story. I'm sorry, like you're like 2 losses in the last fights. That fight against Paige VanZant was awesome, so I will say that technically wise as well. But I just think that Paige VanZant's a smart fighter, and whoever Rachel has faced, I think they were the smarter fighter in my opinion. So no offense to Rachel, but she has a lot to prove. Still young.
Yeah. So right now, JJ, he had just mounted Claxton. It's funny how we ended up taking him down when Claxton had him up against the cage, but now he's going for the rear naked choke. He's got his back
I'm
completely.
not surprised, man. This man like he won by rear naked choke, freaking submissions, armbar, like everything. So like,
yeah,
this is not a new experience for me. That
he might be trying to go for an armbar. Yeah, he might be going for the armbar, but Claxton realizes it. He recognizes it and he's trying to turn into him.
Yeah, I see that now. So we're talking about, yeah. So basically, like, I just think that anybody who criticizes after that, like, you just know, like, a level of, this level of fanatic, like a hardcore fanatic, and, like, knowledge that anyone has when they criticize after a fight. Here's the thing. Did I think that Usman versus Masvidal was entertaining? No. But it was technical. It was beautiful to see Usman's takedowns. That's what a real, true MMA fanatic would do. Okay. Let's see what's happening. Sorry.
He had a really good guillotine attempt.
I saw
that.
that.
That was amazing jiu-jitsu from both those fighters.
Good,
especially JJ.
Great elbows from Claxton though beforehand.
Yeah.
Good on him.
He landed a nice uppercut earlier in the fight too. Yeah, but the grappling from JJ is really what stands out to me from the first round.
Like, I'm not surprised. Like, I guess I've seen him fight like 1,000 times. It feels like so. He's only lost the grappling bout, and a long time ago, back in 2016, is the last time he actually lost a unanimous decision. The other times that he's won, most of them have been through submissions. I believe one of them has been through TKO, and then the first MMA fight, the pro one that he won against, was a unanimous decision. So obviously he's a very exciting fighter to me. So I don't know. None of this actually surprises me, too much. All right.
Like I said, I don't know much about these two fighters. So
They said big hello to Mercedes. I said hello to Mercedes. Okay. That was a hand, by the way. I love I love the Bellator ring girls. I just think that what they wear is very I would wear that to work out, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
One
It's just
championship has the best ring girls. Big fact.
I already know what you would say because I know you so well.
What would I say?
One.
I just said that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I just said one championship has the best ring.
Sorry. I have to be loyal because obviously I've met some of them. So UFC. I met Brittany. I met Ariane before a while back. So they're really nice.
Wow, huge straight left actually by Claxton.
Yeah, she knocked him back. But JJ is quite tough. All right. See,
Yeah, I like how his hair is matching his shorts. Color coding is the best.
Not really. That's a white.
A little
blonde.
bit.
It's
a little bit.
Like a mustard yellow. Sorry, I'm specific, Mickey.
You're next level picky.
I'm just next level smart. Okay, you already know that.
It's debatable. Kidding.
No, I don't think so.
Kidding.
You always try to challenge me whether it's for real or jokingly wise on things that I'm literally the queen of. So I don't think you should talk right now.
I don't know. I don't think you want to talk about baseball because I don't think you want to. I'm kidding.
You should put that as a meme.
So right now they're still striking. Yeah, they both landed some pretty nice shots.
I'm just literally I'm tuning in because I feel like I have an assumption right now, but I don't want to I don't want to make it until I'm pretty sure. But okay, so I'm looking at the strikes. I'll see JJ won or JJ's winning technically in terms of percentage of them landing and thrown actually. I just said that, Chill Sonnen. Sorry. I love when that happens. So
right now Claxton is holding him up against the cage again, which is funny because in the last round Claxton was doing that, but he ended up getting taken down by JJ.
That's why I said I don't know if that's the smartest thing. However, I will say this. I will say after that straight left from Claxton, I noticed I noticed JJ get a little bit he got a little bit slower.
Me too.
So I don't know if that's tiredness. I don't know if it's just him trying to preserve his energy. I think it's a little bit of tiredness coming from him, just because I can see his stance. I see him, when he he releases the kick and then when he comes back, it's a different kind of JJ, that we're used to. There's momentum and how much power and how fast he is. So definitely Claxton, staying busy, getting points, getting the significant strikes percentage wise. Still pissed, by the way, at the whole Holloway Volkanovski. What kind of freaking person did the stats? Okay, after that, you know what? We're gonna do a stream. We're gonna watch the fight over, and then we're going to actually do that. I can't. Okay, I can't. Even the obvious casual would know what a knockdown is, and would know that the knockdown actually happened.
Yeah, I think his hand literally touched the mat and he took a knee. So I don't
bring up the rules, okay? On the commission, we're literally just gonna educate people, educate the goddamn judges or whoever did that. So
yeah.
All right.
So right now, same thing. He's just still holding him up against the cage. He's trying to. Oh, he's using shoulder strikes, just like Loosman.
Everybody wants to do the whole Conor McGregor shoulder strikes. I swear. I remember when I saw that, Conor McGregor versus Donald Cerrone. Obviously, very easy, fast fight for Conor McGregor. But those shoulder strikes, the first time I saw it, I was I got taken aback, but not in a bad way. It was just kind of unorthodox.
Yeah.
And after that, he just started a trend because he's Conor McGregor. You think about it, okay? And I don't I'm gonna get a lot of flack for a lot of Masvidal fans right here. But here's the thing: Conor McGregor started the whole proper 12, and then shortly after you see Masvidal teaming up to make his own mezcal.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It's kind of a trend.
Not only that, you see the journeyman that Conor McGregor was. He was literally just like, I just want to fight and I just want to win. I want to be the best. He was like the Conor McGregor that I personally loved back then. Obviously still tremendous striking. I'm just saying. But then after that, then you see Masvidal 16 years later, whole time dreaming. Oh wait, now I want the belt. Now I want more money. Now I want the freaking money fight. Now I want the. You see this? You see this whole trend and like dating analysis hit it on the money when he said like this whole money fight era. I'm like, you know what? It's definitely true. But not all fighters are gonna be like that. It's just that's why I make fun of Masvidal a little bit because it feels like he's trying to be like Conor, but even if
A
he
little bit,
doesn't know
yeah.
it, a little bit. I just literally just like went through the whole like, you know,
Okay, maybe a lot.
But that's what happens when your priorities, I feel, change. With because like I always say that Masvidal, like it's a joke, obviously, like he's having like some type of midlife crisis, and like after 16 years, like now I kind of want to accomplish something. Hair's receding. We gotta do something about that.
hey, don't hate on my hair receding community, okay?
He doesn't hide it
Okay?
well. You know that.
He doesn't try to hide it. He just has his hair all the way back. He embraces
The
it.
more you pull that hair back, the
Yeah.
more it's worse for
Also,
your
when you braid
receding.
it like he does, yeah, it makes a lot of like tension in the hair
Because he thinks
follicle.
if he growed out like as long as mine, then he can like hide it better. Because before he used to have like a buzz cut. But in Masvidal, I still love your antics. Just I know what you're trying to accomplish, and I think that like a lot of people would be naive, but they actually think that he wanted to be like world champion. I think he just wants the belt. He wants the money after that. He wants a
Probably.
Conor fight or whoever it is, right? So, all right,
So we're back on the fight. So they're heavy striking again by both of them. So Claxton is landing straight lefts again. He landed 2 hard ones.
Love his striking.
Yeah.
Really good at like closing that distance. Being the shorter fighter. Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Wilson's really using his reach and his length to try to just like stay on the outside. But it's kind of weird because he's doing that, but then all of a sudden he'll just like bum rush him with like 1-2s and
which is good because he's being like unpredictable and like he's not giving JJ much of a chance to breathe, as I like to say. It was like how Max Holloway lost his match against Alex Volkanovski that first time. Volkanovski literally did not give Max Holloway much of an opportunity to do anything, and so I think that's what Claxton is doing, whether it's holding him up in the cage, striking, closing the distance, going in with a lot of like flurries of strikes. It's a good game plan. Might not be the funnest game plan, but because I think that JJ is quite tough, he can withstand a lot of his strikes and body shots. And I would see, like, here's the thing, like my kind of reservation with this is that, like, if Claxton brings him down, of course, there's a little bit of tiredness that comes with that, from like to JJ, but then JJ is like, quite the mastermind on the ground, so that's quite the risk that you're gonna take. I don't know. I think that like just clinching him is just good enough control for me to like judge that in his favor as like controlling the pace and controlling the fight, right? So
I don't know. I mean, for me, I think so far the way this fight's going, I think I'd still give it to JJ. I mean, like Claxton is holding up against the cage, but he's not really doing anything. I mean, he's going for the shoulder strikes and like knees to the thighs, but I don't really see a lot of action coming from him. And like you said, the strike count for JJ was like almost double, right?
I wish I had like some type of. There's a site that you could actually see, like they actually calculate the strikes live. I would love to find that right now. Ooh.
Hoping as I say that Claxton lands really hard hooks from the clinch position.
JJ has quite the chin. I think that here's the thing: Claxton staying busy is definitely working in his favor. He definitely won that second round, hands down, in my opinion. And like JJ won first. So there's 2 minutes left. Like JJ has to pull something. Like obviously he has to either take him down, he has to try to submit him, or this fight is gonna go to Claxton because like how is it not gonna go to him? Like after he's staying busy like this, whether he's in a clinch, he's still landing, he's still striking. Like you said, he's still doing something, and he's making impact.
Yeah.
Just I love the whole like, especially like JJ as a fighter. It's kind of like I love Claxton is just like, you know what? Even though we separate, I'm still gonna hold you down. Like I'm not gonna even let you do anything to me. You know, obviously that's like really debilitating for a lot of fighters. So I think that's a really smart game plan, and he's gonna win this fight if it keeps going like this. You know, unless JJ somehow pulls off some type of upset submission. Like that's why I said like if I was Claxton, try not to bring him down. Like it's just that's your biggest bet.
But JJ just pulled guard. Oh, he almost had that triangle. That was close. Oh, I think he's got it now. Oh, I think he's got it now. But this is a really close submission attempt. I don't know if that'll be enough to give him the round.
I don't know if he has like that angle. Like
yeah, it's kind of an off angle, but I mean, like Claxton was doing, he's just holding him and just hitting him with small strikes.
Camera angles, come on right now. Look at the goddamn view right there. He doesn't have it.
I mean, he just has to adjust, but it's easier said than done.
Exactly, exactly. Especially when Claxton is in
Claxton is aware,
yeah. But that's the thing. If he wins this fight, I'd be so impressed because like he was aware the entire time about a lot of the submission attempts. Obviously, when JJ got his back, like he still was aware, and like it was impressive that he stayed in that fight. It was just like how Benavidez was like before. Unfortunately, he got demolished when he faced Figgy. Like during that first submission attempt, he was
mounted triangle. Sorry to cut you off, but yeah, I mean, he finished the fight with the mounted triangle. I don't know.
Not good enough.
I don't.
Not enough for me.
I don't know. I mean,
not good. Like,
I don't know
it's not good enough to win this fight. Are you kidding me?
Well, the round, not the fight, but the round.
No, the fight.
Because
I don't think
they're 1-1. In the first round.
That's like you do something in 1 minute and it doesn't stick. It doesn't really make an impact.
But he still came way closer to finishing the fight, like almost. Like he came way closer than Claxton did.
I think that judges would receive significant strikes more than like a submission attempt.
But he also landed a bunch of significant strikes, from the mounted triangle.
Wait, I need to find a goddamn site now. Has the live stats, for there's definitely a site like that. I'm sure people know. Okay. Let's see if I can find some of the stats, like the live stats that are happening right now. I don't think I can. Like there was like a time like after the 3 rounds where then they posted all the stats. But okay. Well, I think that Claxton won.
I think JJ won.
No surprise here.
We'll see.
I can see your point of view, but I don't know. I just don't think he did enough in that last round to
Could be a draw.
No.
Come on.
No. Okay. Don't you know to not make a bet. Okay with me. Look what happened the last 2 times. I'm sorry, you already know the second time. That's all we won that fight. Okay, so that's why you granted me my bet wish.
What was that again? You should remind me what that was again. I think the people probably want to know.
You want the viewers to know about our betting fates. Okay, if you really want that.
No, I'm kidding.
What?
Okay, I'll say it. I'll say it then.
Yeah. Okay, you say it then.
Okay, so I had a crush on a female pop star, and I had photos on
had.
And my girlfriend over here got super jealous and made me delete them if Max would have won the fight, which I think Max won the fight, even though the judges didn't give it to him. So that's why I still kept my end of the deal.
Hold on, that's not all the bet was. There's an original bet. The original bet was,
Oh yeah, it was Jan, right?
Versus Peter Jan.
Right. Yeah.
You were like Aldo. I understand he's winning. Body shots, leg kicks.
Yeah, I didn't think Jan was going to turn it around, but yeah. Like I said last time, you were right. He was gassing. I didn't see it, so I never said I didn't believe you. I just said I didn't see it at the time.
Oh yeah, let's just see this decision right now.
Yeah. Come on, JJ. Please. If JJ wins, I get to. If JJ wins, I get to get all the pictures back.
Don't say anything.
Okay.
Damn it! We did not make the bet.
Oh
Okay? We did
yeah.
not make the
Oh
bet.
yeah. We didn't, but I was right. I was right. I told you. I told you. What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm the king
Shut
now.
up right
I'm the
now.
king
Okay?
now.
You sound like
I'm the
stupid.
king. Shut up. You sound stupid.
Stupid
Because you just lost. I just
mother
won. I just
effer.
won.
Shut up. Okay?
Let's go, JJ.
I mean,
Dyed
I like
hair
it,
team.
so it's fine. I mean, I'm not like it's
No, you were
it's fun
so
to be
sure
right. Okay?
Claxton
It's
won. You
fun.
were like 150% sure that Claxton was gonna win.
150.
How does it feel? How does it feel? Hmm? To lose to
It's
me.
Bellator. If I lose about Bellator, that's just nothing. Okay?
Oh, now it's nothing. But a minute ago, you're like so sure.
No, you know I love to win. Okay, first of all, I love to be right.
I think
But
I
at the same
spot a
time,
sore loser right now.
I think a sore loser would actually just go salty. So I'm not really like a sore loser.
I'm kidding. I'm not being super serious.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what was super serious?
JJ.
That first bet that we made. Well, actually, the two bets that we made. So the first bet, if Aldo wins, like I said that he has to delete all of the Nancy picks. It's Nancy from Momoland. If anyone wants to reference that, because he obviously had an obsession with her, and they
Why
really
do you
have
say
an
it like
obsession
that?
with the one girl. Okay, so pretty much I won that bet. So I was like, get her down, and I was like, I pretty much
Oh,
included the next fight because basically you thought that Volkanovski was gonna win. I said no, Max Holloway's gonna do it. I said I'm gonna sweeten this better. If you, if let's just say you win that bet and Volkanovski does win, then you get to keep the Nancy pictures. If I win and Max Holloway, then you have to delete all the pictures. Nancy, whoever, Rachel, I don't know what the hell. Okay, so
Rachel.
I don't know who the hell
Oh
you
my
have
god.
on your phone. Okay. And now you have like almost what 5,000 pictures of me, so we're all Gucci, okay? It's fine.
I do. That's true. Almost at
You take the
5,000.
best pictures of me, so I can't blame you.
Oh god. You know,
Okay,
now that we're like pretty much giving away each other's secrets, I kind of want to talk about something else.
what's
Especially
that?
right there. What's that on your hand? Looks like you have like some sort of mark on your wrist.
This one? Yeah.
Mm-mm. Yeah. You want to tell people when that's from?
Okay. See, I'm not gonna blush. This is your whole attempt to make me blush. But basically, I believe that me and Jonathan have been talking for over 3 months now. We've known each other for over 3 months. Started dating for over a month now, and I remember early on, like maybe like in the 1 month and a half mark, I realized that I had feelings for him. Like I know his feelings were stronger. I realized that I loved him, and so I pretty much one
Oh.
night was like we were kind of both sharing like really vulnerable secret stuff about our past personally as well. So and that kind of just slipped out, and he's like, What is it? What is it?" He was trying to get it out of me. So and I was so nervous that I picked the skin from my hand, and to this day it's still there. So, like I say to anybody, this is a symbol
She
of
was
my
so
love.
nervous
See?
to tell me that she loves me that she literally created a scar on her hand.
Oh, it's forever. That's like better than tattoo right there. That's better than a tattoo.
I'm aware of the effect I have on women.
You see, every single stream, you're gonna try to etch that in. Okay.
Yeah, I should. So yeah,
You gotta,
JJ won. I'm gonna I'm
yes.
gonna I'm gonna keep rubbing that in your face for like the next month.
I'm gonna be like, sheesh, it's a Bellator. When nobody else on fucking Twitter, unless you're like MMA fanatic, which is like Slim, you would know what the fuck we're talking about right now. Okay. Excuse my French, but not really. So
Curry asked if we're watching the Virgil Ortiz fight. I will after
I
on my
will too.
own. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. If
yeah.
we want to
But
continue the stream and make another one, for sure we could do that.
oh really? Oh, we could do that.
Good job, Curry 2324. Just
Great
created another
idea.
idea for us.
Are you gonna
All
want
right.
to create a separate stream or just continue it off this one?
Did you make a title for the stream? I
Yes.
wasn't sure.
I did name it Bellator, but I could just add it afterwards.
You
I
can
could just
can you
add
change
the
the
boxing
header or
fight.
something like that? You can probably do something like that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank
And this
you,
guy
Christ, for the fact that I don't have to work early tomorrow. Okay. Aaron Pico
Robert
fight
said
yet?
Aaron Pico fight.
Lose.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that was the first fight in the main card, so that
And
happened.
then
Yep.
Mr. Blued Up One said, "Is Aaron Pico overrated?" That's a
I'm
good
gonna let you
question.
finish. I'm gonna let you start that answer because I think I have my
Okay.
own. So I'm gonna let you start that answer. And what do you think? Is he overrated?
I I mean, yes and no, because like I mean, I think that he was pushed a little too early,
That was
like
my answer.
so I mean like
Like
yeah, like
seriously,
he
right now.
had like you said earlier, he had a lot of expectation on him. So for that, I think it was kind of rushed. He's also really young. I think he just came straight from high school, I think, to MMA. So I mean, I just yeah, I just feel like he was too rushed, but I don't think that his career is like anything close to being over. He still can prove a lot. I mean, he's only 22 or I think 23 now, but I don't know if overrated is the right word, but yeah, I think he still has a lot that he's in the show.
Okay. So do I think Aaron Pico is overrated? I think that Bellator overrated him because he is pretty much
Yeah,
one of
that's
the
a good
cash
way
cows.
to put it.
He is someone that like pretty much like you guys, like whether you're a casual or an MMA fanatic, you know about Aaron Pico. And you know
Mm,
about Aaron Pico, and it's because it's Bellator, so it's kind of like, well, it's like UFC, you already know those kind of fighters. But if someone is like standing out on another promotion besides UFC, like that's huge. And so Bellator pretty
yeah.
much from feels like they pretty much raised him and they're still raising him to be this like superstar that he is, which he is. I think he's a superstar. I think that technically he has so much to offer that many people don't know about right now. And I think that Bellator has overrated him because the fact that they're trying to push people to know who Aaron Pico is. I don't think they're doing a good job though. That's another story of like me saying about like the promotions and how they can do a better job of that. But no, I don't think he's overrated. I think that
Mm,
everybody is starting to now see like how versatile he is. I don't think he's overrated. I still think he has a lot to like. He has to prove to me that he can be more consistent. With all his fights, whenever they're going to come up because of this whole COVID, I need to see more consistency. So no, I personally don't think he's overrated. He is the real deal. He's going to be the real deal. It's all about him and his focus and motivation. Especially coming off of 3 losses before. Okay, does that answer your question? Good. All right. So next, which is the co-main event, which I'm really excited because the main event is like something that I've been looking forward to for a long time. It is Jason Jackson from Jamaica going against the Canadian. That's right, Jordan Mean, quite the veteran out there. Now,
mm,
who do I think is gonna win? Now, I'm not gonna be biased. I actually am not biased about this fight. Oh, I have. That's gonna be tough for me to look at because I think that if we're talking about experience, Jordan Lean has quite the experience, veteran. Obviously, I believe he was in the UFC before, and then he just, signed with Bellator not too long ago. Uh, you know, he he's coming off wins against Eric Silva and Alex Morano. Eric Silva, which being like obviously someone that many people, a fighter that many fanatics know about. However, he did come off losses before when he was in the UFC against Alves, Week, and Muhammad, which is not surprising considering that they are obviously really great fighters. I think that dear God, I think that Jason Jackson, whether I don't think that he's like as consistent as I want him to be, because you're coming off like, of course you're gonna lose to Ed Ruth, no offense, okay, because Ed Ruth is a beast, okay, but obviously coming off a win against Kunimoto, Souza, okay, Fucho before, obviously really impressive. So I think that because I say that he's not as consistent, just because obviously there's a lot of canceled bouts, so it's like
yeah.
you see more consistency not just in like in terms of fighting, and winning more of the bouts. You see it as like you're consistently keeping busy in your career. So I think that right now he has a chance to win against the veteran. Experience doesn't always mean everything, by the way. If everyone
Right.
actually thinks that,
Mm,
no. You see a lot of fighters that have experience lose to some of the
that's
new up and coming talent.
yeah.
So Faux show. Okay. Come on, Michael Chandler.
I
Sorry,
know.
I'm obviously looking at the trailer.
So I'm gonna get a
Oh,
little bit
yeah, man.
off topic. What do you think about the whole Khabib situation and him pulling out of his fight,
So why don't,
supposedly against Justin Gaethje?
okay, why don't you give a little bit of context if anyone does not know what we're talking about?
Okay,
Breaking
so
UFC news, by the way.
Khabib was supposed to defend his championship against Justin Gaethje, who is the interim champion, I believe, in September. But recently, Khabib's father, Abdul Nurmagomedov, has passed away, and for that reason, Khabib has decided to withdraw from the fight. Yeah. So personally, I mean, I don't think like I could never imagine going through a training camp when like you lose someone that close to you. It's like it just I don't understand. Like I don't think anybody can blame him for pulling out for that reason because his father was literally the one that he's literally the reason that Dagestan, not just Khabib, but the entire like region of
Nation.
Dagestan is so like well versed, and that's the reason why they're so dominant. It's really mainly because of him. So he's the only reason that Khabib is obviously here. So losing someone that close to you, like you said, his father was his best friend, and I can't see why anyone would ever like hold that against him, to withdraw from the fight. Like, yeah, I think he made the right decision. I don't know if like I don't think he would have been 100% himself come September against Justin Gaethje. So
Mhm.
I think I don't think that it's over for him. I don't think he's gonna retire. A lot of people have been saying that. I think it was DC who said something that he might, but I mean I don't think so. I think he just needs like time to process this and overcome it. But yeah, that's my opinion.
All right. So you're gonna hate me for this, but in the good way. I think that if any fighter that knows himself so well, it's gonna be Khabib. Khabib knows
Hmm.
himself from not just how he fights and how dominant he is, and his wrestling technique is superb. He's the best wrestler in the whole entire roster, in my opinion, and of course, a lot of people would agree. Khabib knows himself. He knows he's patriotic. Obviously Dagestan #1. His freaking entrance song is about Dagestan. He knows that family, religion, morale mean the world to him. He also knows that he doesn't give a crap about the money. He wants to be the best, obviously the best fighter in the world, which he pretty much is. Being 28-0 is quite the accomplishment that pretty much nobody has ever pretty much done the way that he has, and he's been the lightweight champion for a long, long time. And I think that if this didn't happen, I still think that he would be the lightweight champion come September against Justin Gaethje. Now, when it comes to the news of his father, if anyone does not know the background story of that, basically, Abdul Nurmagomedov had some heart complications beforehand, but it got worse when COVID hit him. Unfortunately, he was in a coma. Obviously they were keeping really watchful conditions about his heart and how he was doing. And at first he was doing okay, but there were still complications. And unfortunately, COVID took the better of him, and he passed away not too long ago. Now, what Jonathan just said that could be pulling out of the fight against Gaethje, it's like you said, his father was the reason why he is the fighter that he is. He is the person that he is because of his father. And his father inspired so many other fighters as well that are also in the UFC and other promotions to, be, the kind of the fighter, the wrestler, whoever that he pretty much taught him. I mean, he's quite the mentor. Now, imagine losing your best friend because if I lost you in that sense, I don't know if I could be able to go in a ring or an octagon. Imagine fighting for your life when you lose someone so important to you, like your best friend. And Khabib's dad was his best friend. At the end of the day, he's his father. He was his best friend. He was everything to him. He was probably you didn't see a more special bond than Khabib and his father. So because of that, obviously, I share the same sentiments as you. I don't blame him whatsoever. I know that especially in his religion, they mourn for a long time when someone that important to them passes away. I think this
Yeah,
time is good for Khabib because, like I said, he's the the one fighter I know that knows himself like probably the best. And if he thinks that he needs this time to mourn, to process, I don't think he's going to retire. And if he does, I don't blame him because obviously he's done way more than any freaking lightweight has ever done, pretty much in MMA, in my opinion, and like factually. And you know, when that person that was like your rock, he's your coach, he was the person that like got you into this. When he's taken away, like that, obviously some part of you just it's lost, right? So and that's normal. So Khabib, I hope you don't retire. I don't think you will. If I know like my favorite fighter who he is, I think that he's going to come back strong. And it doesn't disappoint me as much like when I don't see the whole Gaethje versus Khabib fight anymore because I'm not worried he's going to come back. He's going to face Gaethje at the end of the day. He's going to face Gaethje for sure for that that belt to unify the titles. So anybody who has a problem with that, you need to like check yourself because I don't think anyone probably has ever, number one, been through what that's been. Number two, only care about fights and nothing else in life because that's pretty much what it is. And at the end of the day, these fighters have families, they have friends, they have a life outside of fighting. So too bad. Okay, that's how it is. And I think we're transitioning into this fight right now because I
Yeah,
believe
the
Jordan.
co-main event just started.
Yeah, it's a welterweight bout. Sorry, I went on a whole rant. So, but I had my explanation for that. So, anybody who disagrees with why, like, or is complaining about Khabib versus Gaethje, like, trust me when I say don't complain. It's gonna happen. Okay, just not now, not this year.
So right now they're just striking like Jackson and Maine. Not much has happened. They're just sort of filling each other out still. Do you know what their backgrounds are, like the stylistically?
Let's see. It was Jordan meme. I know that it's like karate, a little bit of kickboxing with him.
A nice hook by Jackson.
He's dangerous, man. I think that's one of the reasons why I think that he's gonna win this matchup.
Striking wise?
People, huh? Sorry, what do you
Striking wise?
Just he's just more powerful, in my opinion. Like I think that it's a like that question of are you gonna bet on someone who has that knockout power to lose? That's tough. There's not many people that do that. Then we think about like Francis Ngannou, we think about Conor McGregor, obviously you think about Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, people that have amazing knockout power. Biggie, obviously, like you don't bet on someone that can knock you out at any minute, any second of any given fight. Like you can literally be losing the entire fight, and then in the fourth round or fifth round, like one blow and then lights out, and then he wins the fight.
Unless if they're facing Khabib, that's like the only exception.
Hugs and hearts to Khabib and his family. I'm gonna miss you this year, but it's like that's what I mean. I'm not disappointed. Like if anyone's gonna be disappointed, it's gonna be like I guess Khabib's fans right here, and I'm one of them. But hey, man, I think that he's just gonna come back stronger. Like here's the thing. At the end of the day, Khabib's father would want him to continue on and be like, you're my son. You're like the best fighter I know. I know that for a fact. The world knows that, and like you have to keep going because just because I'm gone, you know what I expect of you. You know what I've taught you, and now you're ready. Obviously, you've been ready for a long time, and to show the world, why you're the best lightweight in all of MMA. That's what I think. If I were to analyze the situation. But Khabib, if you retire, kudos to you. I'm gonna miss you a lot, but I hope you don't. I just don't think like personally, just he's not that kind of fighter at this point. Like I understand like family, morals, religion, all of it like means the world to him. So I guess it wouldn't be a surprise that if he retires. Yeah, still not much going on. Some leg kicks.
Pretty much.
I love Jordan Means' nickname, Young Gun. That's right, Canadian boy. All right.
Sounds a lot like my nickname.
That's so not your nickname. Anyways.
I think you know which one I'm talking about.
No, I know which one you're talking about. That's your nickname to
Mhm.
yourself. You're not mad.
Oh, that's funny. That's good. Wow, nice straight right by Jackson. He's sort of pressuring now up against the cage with the strikes. Yeah, Amin was hurt by that shot.
Yep, no, he definitely was. All right. I think that the analogy that I use when it comes to why people don't bet against fighters that have like that knockout power is because would you bet against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl? No, that's not smart. Like it's literally like that kind of analogy. Really great. I don't know, Jackson really killing it for me right now. Obviously doing more of the work. Like in terms of
Yeah.
landing strikes, he's doing more of the work. But Min is also controlling the fight, but not really. Like you know what I mean? Like he's controlling. He's in the center of the octagon a lot. He's moving forward a lot. I don't think it matters at this point. I think Jackson won
Hmm.
that first round.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So another thing about the Khabib situation. So apparently Ali Abdulaziz, he obviously manages Khabib and Gaethje. So and he said that he told Khabib told Gaethje through Ali to fight Conor, and Gaethje pretty much said no. So I mean, I don't know if he doesn't want to risk his title shot or he just wants to wait to, maybe possibly like have the Conor fight as a much bigger fight if he's the champion, which could possibly generate even more money because, if Conor gets the title shot, then that's going to be more attention. So I don't know if it's just that he doesn't want to risk his title shot or if he just wants to
Mm-hmm.
wait for a better opportunity with Conor because I mean, he could lose it because Conor only wants to fight Gaethje right now because he has the interim title. So I don't know if Gaethje's just really that confident that he's going to beat Khabib that he'd rather wait until he gets the belt until he fights Conor. But I mean, I think he should fight him now. I mean, that's like a huge money grab. Meanwhile, Khabib is sitting out. So what are your thoughts on that?
I'm trying to look at some of the details of what Gaethje
Yeah.
thought. Okay. Because
Okay.
I think that I don't think Gaethje cares so much about like he's no Masvidal. He doesn't just care about the money fights or the money
Yeah.
or getting all the opportunities. He knows that if he follows, like he kind of follows the same footsteps as Khabib did, and
Hmm.
early, Conor McGregor did, where they pretty much proven themselves to be the best going forward and like moving up in the division, and well, Conor changed his ways, but Khabib, pretty much did that, became undisputed champion. I think that Justin Gaethje cares more about beating the best, and nobody's
Hmm.
better than Khabib. All right, so pretty much that's why I don't. I don't know. I'm not
Except for maybe
surprised at that.
Tony. Stylistically, stylistically, I still think Tony is the number one threat to Khabib. And
Khabib's
I know you
smarter
disagree.
than like. I don't think that. It's
Well,
just
I mean,
like
I
I
just beat you
understand your
on today's
point.
bet, so we can bet on that too.
Are you for
Don't
real
treat me
right
that favor.
now? Oh my god!
Oh, I'm beyond for
Hear
real,
this right
girl.
now. You hear this right now, okay? That's right. Appleman is making a bet that Khabib is gonna lose his belt one day to Tony Ferguson
To
if that
Tony
fight comes to
Ferguson.
fruition. Because that fight
Yeah.
is cursed, okay? It's legit cursed. 3 years.
I think God is just protecting Khabib right now. Now is not the time for Khabib to lose, so God's trying to keep the monster and Tony away from him.
I think the monster Tony got like demolished by Gaethje, and he needs to like rebirth again. So
I
that's
said
the thing.
stylistically against Khabib, I think Tony's the worst matchup for him. Stylistically, I
Yeah, but
mean,
doesn't mean he's gonna win.
Gaethje is also a huge problem for
Huge
Khabib,
threat.
in
Yeah,
my
oh yeah,
opinion.
the biggest.
Yeah.
No, I honestly
I
sorry.
mean,
I gotta disagree with you just because Gaethje with that knockout power, with the takedown defense. Obviously, we know that
yeah.
Khabib's the mastermind when it comes to wrestling, grappling, all of that. However,
Hmm.
Gaethje like he has really great takedown defense, and he like
Yeah.
I think we talked about this. I think it was Trevor Whitman, who is Justin Gaethje's coach in Colorado, that said something about like they noticed that Khabib takes people down when his back is against the cage. So a lot of those kind of notes made people think it's like, oh, it doesn't matter, like Khabib's gonna win. Which honestly, I think he's gonna win, but that actually can serve him pretty well. Obviously, he'll like anticipate that, and is striking second to none, best knockout power in that division by far. Sorry to the other fighters, no offense to like the Poirier, no, just the Gaethje. You definitely have the best knockout power. And if you don't believe me, go and watch his fights. There's like literally a montage of him like knocking out people. It's ridiculous. So that's why I think that Gaethje is the biggest threat, because that knockout power to me is like the bonus that made him the more threat, because he has the best knockout power. It's not like he has knockout power. Dustin Poirier has knockout power. You have the best knockout power. It's like literally anybody, any chin, like you know what I mean, is gonna go down. So that's why I think that like my heart is a little bit relieved right now, because obviously that fight's not happening at the moment in this year at least, because obviously like Gaethje's no joke. People probably don't know who he is until now because of that fight against Tony. Tony literally gave Gaethje the clout right there. Like, that matchup right there just literally cemented that people knew who Justin Gaethje is, the man that pretty much broke the spirit of Tony Ferguson and broke the spirit of us.
Not the spirit.
fans.
Never the spirit. Never the spirit of Tony. He's gonna come back.
Fight, that spirit was
No, he would not go down. His spirit was there. He was willing to die in there. If Herbie wouldn't have stepped in, Tony was willing to die in there.
The spirit is like, it's like Tony like is a savage. He's like a boogeyman. He's a kui. Like like that to me is also
not
part of
stop.
Yeah, you would have to knock him out if you want to like stop him or submit him, right? So, all right, takedown by Jackson, who's obviously winning this fight. That's all we have to say about that.
Yeah, he's in his half guard. He's just holding him right now, trying to throw some small elbows. But yeah, nothing too drastic has happened from either of the fighters. Yeah.
All right, so what are we talking about?
In other news, Mike Tyson. Speaking of the boogeyman from back in the day in boxing, Mike Tyson has decided at the age of 50-something to come back and against none other than Roy Jones Jr.
I love Roy Jones Jr.
Wow.
So,
yeah, I know.
I like both of them, but like
everyone does.
How can you not, right? Any boxing heads out there, you would know what we're talking about right now. And obviously, I'm not like, I wish I was more versed in boxing, but honestly, when you live in the Eastern time zone, everything starts at 12 and everything ends at 2:30 in the morning, and you have to go to work or you have other things to do. It's really tough to like keep up with like regular casual boxing matches. And this is not regular or casual, but at the same time, I wish I was more versed in that. Maybe I will start getting more into boxing, since there's not many sports on right now for me to watch or commentate. So, speaking of which, if anybody wants a full fight breakdown of UFC Fight Island 3 #Till versus Whitaker, me and Fights Unwrapped, we are the Unwrapped Sports Combat Department. We are doing a early morning stream. That's right, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. All right, I'm gonna have my coffee in hand, and we're gonna be talking about the different fights on that main card. And I'm really excited about tomorrow. We might do a stream. There's a good chance we'll probably either watch it together or do a stream during that time. So please stay tuned for that. If anyone has not yet subscribed, sorry, I just subscribed. I don't know why. Anyone who's not yet followed and who's on Twitter right now, please go and follow Fights Unwrapped. You can follow it on my account as well. Have that in the bio, and please follow all of Unwrapped Sports for all your sporting needs, because and also all your betting needs too. Bets Unwrapped is doing, or they just did their live stream, so go check it out at Unwrapped Sports.
Check it out.
And speaking of which, I don't know. I know that Jonathan, like you're training before this whole COVID, incident happened. And I'm sure after long, rigorous hours and days of training, you get a lot of soreness. I know we talked about this a lot. Well, being the social media director of Unwrapped Source, we have a little bit of the perks. We get sponsors, and one of our newest sponsors is like a really proud partnership with RX Hemp. It is a whole brand dedicated to CBD products, especially the CBD creams, the hot and the cold, icy hot, as many people know. Literally premium product. A lot of our co-founders, if you want to see testimonials, have used it, and Carlos Condit loves to use it. That's right, they sponsor him too. So if anyone wants more information on that, please holla at your girl right here. I have to hook up CBD creams, RX hemp. For all your soreness and injuries, there is some benefit to hemp. And no, it is not for marijuana purposes. Okay, this is mainly for beneficial help for a lot of people that train or that has a lot of soreness. So there you go. That's my little plug-in right there.
What's
Okay.
going on? So they're gonna stand the fighters up.
Go catch up.
Yeah, it's a bit of an uneventful fight, but
Very
yeah,
one-sided.
I think
Very
yeah,
one-sided.
yeah, Jackson's definitely getting the upper hand in the striking.
So I guess even though obviously I at the end of watching the Thai Thailand Klassen fight, I still actually, when we talked about our predictions, I said that
Mhm.
first Aaron Pico was going to win against Solo. I also said that JJ Wilson was probably going to win, but I guess after watching the fight, I wasn't sure. But I still thought that
Mhm.
in terms of pick predictions, that was going to happen. And Jason Jackson, so far, unless there's some type of knockout or submission, that makes me 3-0 for that main card. I don't think
Wow.
you chose this one because you didn't really know these fighters, right?
No, yeah, I don't know anything except for the
Technically, you
main
didn't
event
choose the Claxton and
and
JJ
the Pico
Wilson
fight.
one either. Sorry?
No, yeah, I didn't know anything except for the main event and the Aaron Pico fight.
Oh, this main event is gonna break or make me invincible again. Sergio Pettis, Ricky Bandejas. Like we was it like the bantamweight? Yeah, bantamweight division matchup. It's like so cliche for me to say. I'm definitely on the Sergio Pettis train. Like that first fight, the debut in Bellator, that was amazing, obviously. And I just honestly, no offense, I just think that he's the better fighter of the Pettis brothers. Only because Pettis, for me, like Anthony Pettis from UFC, has been like up and down all the time.
Wow.
Really skilled fighter, in my opinion. But Sergio is younger. He has a lot of ways to go, and he's looking real good right now. Ricky Mendez, I'm not like saying you have no chance of winning. 13-3. That's a great run,
Oh,
right there, right? So
I think Ricky has a really good chance of winning, in my opinion.
really good chance of
Really
winning.
good chance of winning. Yeah, his striking is really good. I'm really curious to see like what's gonna happen there. But grappling wise, I don't know.
I'm
I
looking
don't
at
know yet. Pettis
I'm looking
is really
right.
well
Sorry,
versed. Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the record and
Mm-hmm.
the fights before from Ricky Mendez and like how he won and the people that he's like the fighters that he's won against. No surprise there that you lost the Apache mix and won Archuleta. Obviously, rear naked choke from Apache mix and a decision, unanimous decision lost to Juan Archuleta. Now he also won against James Gallagher right
Yeah,
before, so that was impressive.
yeah.
Obviously, a lot of
Let's throw a clinic on him really quick,
yeah. One of my favorite sayings is throwing a clinic.
aka Conor McGregor 2.0.
Oh, pretty much. Yep. No joke about
Yeah.
Joe joke about
Forget about
Conor.
Masvidal. Forget about Masvidal. James Gallagher is
Yeah, I know,
that's
right?
Conor McGregor's twin.
So I think that Pettis, even though you said like, and I agree that Ricky Mendez, like in terms of striking wise, obviously dangerous. I think that Pettis is like he's a quicker fighter, and I
Mm,
think that he's more well rounded. And maybe that's just my bias because
that's
obviously I've seen him a
that's
lot
fair.
in the UFC. And looking at the fights that Pettis has had, obviously I know a lot of the fighters that he's fought in the UFC before. Tyson Nam, that was a unanimous decision. A guillotine choke against Shaken. I don't know if Cash. I don't know if I'm saying it right. So, sorry if I butcher that. It's a guillotine choke in round one, which is I think I said that was my favorite submission. Here's the thing though, Sergio Pettis. I think you had like a few bouts that are canceled. That's fine. That's not your fault. But then losing to Rob Font and obviously Formiga, who's one of my favorite bantamweights. You know, that was like he's trying to like make a comeback for himself. Ricky Bandejas obviously super consistent. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm just like I'm really
you want to bet?
Okay. I want to think about this.
I've already beat you once.
I know.
I'm willing to bet on
Okay,
Bandejas.
beating me in Bellator? Fine. Nobody gives a shit about that. Okay.
Yeah,
It's kind of true.
man.
Nobody knows about Bellator. I'm telling you right now. It's like some people,
Oh,
the people that know about Bellator are only MMA fanatics. They're no casuals, in my opinion, that know about Bellator. And I'm probably right about that.
you are, but I mean, it still
I
matters.
am, but what? I'm always right. You always say I'm right. You know it's true.
Well, you weren't right tonight. You weren't right tonight. Tonight I was right.
All right. I think I'm gonna go with Pettis because I'm just looking at both the records. They both are inconsistent. Obviously before we had Ricky Bandejas being more consistent.
Mhm.
After his last two losses, right before that. But yeah, no, I think I'm gonna go with Pettis just because I think he's the more well-rounded fighter. I think he's quicker. I think he's like reborn again. Everybody's resurrected. Freaking Cuban Jesus is something to the MMA universe. I swear.
Okay, it's a bet then. I don't know what we're betting on, but it's a bet.
It's just like bragging rights. Should we bet
Yeah.
on something? When we bet on something, it's always
Okay.
like really good.
If you can think of something.
What do we care about? I care about food.
Hmm, obviously.
I mean, we do a money bet, I guess. But like, we don't care that much about money bets. Our bets are like funner because it's actually something that means more in life than money.
Even if I win, I'm just gonna end that money. I'm
No,
gonna end up
I
using
got
that
this.
money to buy you
I
food.
got the bet. Okay, we can't go into detail about it because this is a rated PG
Oh,
stream right here. Okay, so the bet is there's something that you wanted to partake in with me this away. That's right behind me. Really? I can't. It's gonna like.
I'm not sure what you're trying to say.
Okay, let's just say. Okay, let's just say
Behind
that
you?
you think I'm attractive, right? There's a part of me that you think is really attractive. Like if you wanted to like participate in something that had to do with that from the back side.
Oh, from the
So okay,
back.
if we would, this is a really interesting bet because this is terrifying for me if I lose. If this
Oh, I know what it is now. Oh,
it took you that long to figure
you
out.
mean the back door?
Sure, we'll say it like that. So if
Oh,
Pettis wins, I don't get to do it. You can't
oh,
like we're not gonna like do this whole
oh.
and try it like once, that kind of thing. If anyone has ever like anyone who's watching, you can probably figure out what this
What if
is
I make you?
at
What
this
if I
point.
make you like it? What you'll never know if you like it with me.
Okay, but this is gonna be my choice. Okay, instead of like before we agreed
Mm.
that like maybe you would try like whenever we see each other kind of thing. Okay, like it was
It
your
was your
call.
idea, actually. It was your idea to
Of
try it,
course it
not mine.
was. So no, if Pettis wins, I'll let do it. It's my choice. One day, if I decide I want to do it, if Ricky Banderas
Okay.
do it, you can do it whenever you want, whenever, however.
I mean,
How long
I
that you
kind of feel like I already could do it whenever I want.
are we talking about the same thing?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
No, okay. I think I know. Okay, now I'm gonna email you this because I was making sure that we're talking about the same thing. Okay.
Just put it on the private chat right here,
Oh
if
yeah,
you
that's
can.
right. Privacy, please, everybody.
Oh, God. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, and she's gone. So it is just me. So the fight that I'm watching that is coming up next is Bandejas versus Pettis. So let me just change the PowerPoint. There we go. The main event, bantamweight fight. Monique Yip is about to be back, and here she is. Hey, Monique, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, I mean, we were talking about the same thing. I mean,
My
technically, I could
bad.
pretty much do that
I
whenever I
accidentally
wanted
pressed the
to.
button. I'm sorry. I have to go before this fight happens. I do have to get some water, so I'll be back. But basically, so if I win, so if Pettis wins,
No, because you're giving me
wait,
something I already
no,
had. I could do it whenever I want already.
dude, seriously?
It's not like you would resist me.
No, serious. Okay, let's make this bet because it's actually kind of funny.
No, because I'm not getting. I'm not. No, because I'm only gonna lose, not gain in it.
I guess I understand where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No.
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 There's nothing. Is there anything else that we care about? Like,
You just try to. Like finesse me right there. You try to give me a lose-win situation.
Because I'm smart. You got the smartest girlfriend. Okay,
Yeah, and I recognize it pretty quickly. Okay, you can't trick
I'll
me
be
like
back.
that, especially when it comes to something like that I care about.
Okay, calm down. Okay, more. Calm down. Okay, I'll be back.
Oh,
Once this whole thing starts,
okay,
I'll be back. Okay?
okay. So now they're just doing a breakdown on the Bandejas versus Gallagher. So when it comes to the striking, I don't see who's gonna win that. I mean, Bandejas he has amazing striking, amazing technique. As you can see there, I don't know if you guys are watching, but they're showing the replay of him versus Gallagher. Yeah, he really just put on a clinic in the first round of that fight. Gallagher didn't stand a chance against him, and Gallagher himself is also a good striker. So for that to happen to him that's how you know how good Ricky Bandejas is. So against Pettis' striking, I'm really curious to see how that's going to play out. But when it comes to the grappling, to be honest, I don't know much about Bandejas' grappling. I know it's good, but I'm not sure how good. I know how good Pettis' grappling is. So I'm not sure how that's in the fight. If the fight goes there, I'm not sure how that's going to play out. But yeah, this is going to be a really good fight. I'm expecting it to be really exciting, really back and forth. So Bandejas is obviously taller. He has the reach advantage, height advantage. But Pettis, he obviously has experience with taller guys. He trains with his brother all the time, who's a lightweight. So I don't really see that being an issue for him in terms of attributes for Pettis. Yeah, they're just showing fights. So Ricky Bandejas has 13-3, 6 KOs, 3 subs. Sergio Pettis is 19-5, 3 KOs and 4 subs. So Bandejas has twice the amount of knockouts, and Pettis has 1 more sub than Bandejas has. But the records are a little similar, not too similar. And this fight's going to be up next, and highly anticipated fight, at least for Bellator. This is probably one of the most exciting fights they could put on, especially now with the whole quarantine. Stylistically, I'm expecting it to be a really fun matchup, really back and forth. And in other news, Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr., they're both 50 years old, and they're going to fight. Tyson, which was a huge surprise to me because he said a lot on the Joe Rogan podcast and on his Hot Boxing with Mike podcast that he did not plan on even training again, because he said that brings back his ego, and it brings back the guy in him that he didn't like, that was him when he was younger. So it was a huge surprise to me that he decided to come back and not only train but to have a fight, an exhibition match against none other than Roy Jones Jr. And when you look at Roy, he never really retired because he's been fighting, and he hasn't been fighting like serious fights, but he's been in competition. He's been winning fights. I mean, obviously against the top of today's boxing world, but he's still at least been competing. And I know that Mike hasn't doing anything at all. So I've seen his training footage, and he looks amazing. He moves just like he used to move. He's gotten in shape pretty quickly. So, I mean, you're going to have to lean towards Roy Jones Jr. just because of the consistency. But, I mean, like I said, they're both obviously a lot older. And so anything can happen. Mike Tyson is still Mike Tyson. You know, he's still that lion. But that's, I don't know if it's the smartest thing to do, but I mean, I guess they're both the same age. So for Tyson and Roy Jones, I guess, you know, obviously it's their choice, but I don't know if that's the smartest thing to do health wise. But I mean, hey, if they're gonna come back at least it's against each other, so it's gonna be a really fun match. Either way, I hope both fighters don't leave the ring, you know, injured or anything. I think it was also an 8-round match, not a full 12-round fight. So, and again, that was Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. And coming up next, Bandejas versus Pettis. Right now, they're just showing they're promoting Michael Chandler versus Benson Henderson, and I believe they've already fought. I think it might be a rematch. I'm not too sure about that, but yeah, you're gonna have to lean towards Michael Chandler in that fight. I mean, he was the champion. He just lost a quick I believe it was knockout loss to Pitbull, who moved up to lightweight. But I mean, Benson, he's obviously hey.
Sorry, I got to predict why that's. This is what it's
Yeah.
about, man. Friday nights. I got my favorite person. We got fights on. I have food. I literally can't get any better than this. I mean, obviously, if I was with you, like this.
Then we could share a screen instead of having to do split screen.
Oh yeah, for sure. It'd be like I'll just use you as a chair. I'm really small, but anyone does not figure that out already.
But while you were gone, I was talking about Roy Jones Jr. against Mike Tyson. So I mean, when it comes to betting, like I think you're gonna have to lean towards Roy Jones Jr. because you know he's still, even though it hasn't been against the top of today's boxing world, he's still been more consistent. He's had boxing matches. I've watched a couple of them, and I know that Mike for sure hasn't been doing anything before he started training for this fight. So
I mean, to be fair, he has trained with the likes of like Francis Ngannou, like helping them out.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
some kind of seminar with them, like So.
Yeah, seminars, but he really hasn't been training. I've watched his hot boxing with my podcast and also him on Joe Rogan. He said that he didn't like to train because it brought back his ego. It brought back the guy that he didn't like, which was him when he was younger. So it was a huge surprise to me that he wanted to fight again because I thought, I mean, even training he said was too difficult for him. So this was a huge surprise to me. I mean,
it's a money fight era, okay? So especially you've seen a lot of fighters that reach 40, 50 years old that come back to go and see that fight. Chuck Liddell, Wanderlei Silva. There's all those fighters. Who else? Rashad Evans. There was somebody else I can't name on the top of my head. Sorry, but yeah, there's a lot of fighters that I don't know if it's a midlife crisis. I don't know if they just want that money. They want to relive their past. Maybe it's that. Who knows?
I think it's that. I mean, one of the things that I saw at GSP interview today, one of the things he said that was you can take the fighter out of the competition, but you could never take the competition out of the fighter. So I think that, at the end of the day, Mike Tyson is still Mike Tyson. He still has that lion in him that conquered the world at one point. So I think it's really hard to predict who's going to win. I mean, I've seen his training and everyone says that, he moves exactly like how he used to move and he looks amazing, but that's still just him hitting pads. I mean, right. I just hope that, they both leave there, not injured, because of their age, but at least they're fighting each other, because they're both around the same age, but I'm still excited either way to see that fight.
For sure. Okay. Ricky Bandejas, you already have points for your entrance song. One of my favorite songs of all time.
What was the song?
Ready or not, here I come. You can't. I believe it's that one. If it's not, I can't hear it properly. Oh wait.
So obvious height advantage for Ricky Bandejas. Yes, he's 5'10", 4 inches on the 5'6" Sergio Pettis, and I don't know if those attributes are really gonna be a factor for Pettis because obviously he trains with his brother who is a lightweight, so he's and then his past opponents he's used to fighting people who are taller than him. So and in the striking, like Ricky Bandejas, they were showing his highlights. Like he looks amazing. He really put a clinic on James Gallagher, who was also himself a really good striker. So in the striking, I'm really excited to see how that's going to go. I don't know too much about Bandejas when it comes to grappling. I do know how good Pettis' grappling is. So we'll have to see how that plays out if it goes there. But yeah, I'm expecting this to be a really fun fight, really exciting back and forth fight.
Let's go, baby boy. Sorry, I'm like super pumped for this.
So for bragging rights, I'm betting on Bandejas, and you are betting on Pettis.
Pettis. That's right, baby boy Pettis.
Will I go 2-0 against Monique tonight?
What's
gonna happen?
Happen again if it happens tonight. I'm telling you. Right now. The Phenom is going to take it. Okay, the Phenom.
I don't know who I'm rooting for.
Like the most classic name. I really like his name, like in general.
I don't know who I want to win. I like them both, to be honest. I don't think I have a bias for either one.
Mother Effer doesn't even have a nickname, and you think he's gonna win this fight?
That's true. That's true. You gotta have a nickname. It's really important.
Is yours gonna be like Aquaman? Then is your nickname?
Of course. What else would it be? Of course.
It's so obviously, what's your answer song like? Like it'd be like that.
Mm-hmm. Waiting for you.
Bandejas. Bandito. Sorry. I'm having a lot of fun. I've been watching this show called Dark Desire, by the way. It's a Spanish like thriller. And I'm learning a lot. And also because Jonathan is Spanish. So, well, not Spanish. You can speak Spanish. So I pretty much start to learn from him too.
Oh.
Amor.
Amor.
And also, if anyone's wondering what the hell is she eating, these are Singaporean vermicelli noodles. Oh, comfort food. Chinese comfort food right here.
Alright, so the fight just started. I am at 4:50 in the time.
Oh, yeah, you're ahead.
Okay. I'll try not to react if something happens, but right now they're just feeling each other out, sort of staring at each other.
That's what happens. You just, I'm trying not to react, and you're like, oh shit! That's what's gonna happen.
I didn't react in the Aaron Pico sub, so I did a good job there.
Well, we both thought that Pico was gonna win.
Nice jab by Pettis.
Come on, Fina.
Yeah, like I said, Pettis. It doesn't seem like the reach or height advantage is really playing a factor too much. He still looks like he looks really comfortable in the striking.
Close to distance. His head movement is amazing. He's careful.
Oh, nice shot by Pettis.
It's so cute watching Sergio fight. It's just like he's like a baby boy version of Anthony.
That's mean.
No, it's not. He's younger.
That's so funny.
It's not mean.
Oh, you're right. He threw a spinning back kick.
It's just like I've seen like a twin version or something. That's all. They have like similar faces.
So right now, not too much is happening. They're really just feinting each other. Not many significant strikes have landed.
Sergio Pettis is winning, though.
Yeah, I agree. It's not a lot of flashy kicks.
That jab, though, by Bandejas. If he's more consistent with it, it'll be dangerous. I like seeing Bandejas in the pocket. It's so much fun. It's like how like all was in the pocket. It's just so much fun seeing that.
Yeah, Bandejas has just been circling. Yeah, like you said.
What's a bit abused, and I almost just like, oh.
Oh, Superman punch by Pettis. I'm not sure if he landed it, but yeah, he's providing really good pressure, a decent amount of pressure.
He he like not missed, but he just clipped him.
Yeah.
Lightly.
Yeah, like you said, Pettis is doing a really good job at closing the distance when he needs to. He's not really giving Bandejas a chance. Yeah.
He's fast. He doesn't. He's
incredibly fast.
That's why I pretty much put my bet on him.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, baby boy. Let's see. You must like his gloves though. They're blue. That's your favorite color.
Yeah, I like the Bellator gloves better than the UFC gloves.
Ain't about the freaking gloves, man. At the end of the day.
I know, I'm just saying.
You know when people notice gloves is when nothing is happening or the fight's not exciting or like the whole card is not exciting. That's when you notice gloves.
You know, that's true. That's fair.
Who the hell notices UFC gloves? I've never in my entire life, okay? And watching this for more than 10 years now.
That's what I'm saying. The UFC ones are kind of plain looking, but I like how Bellator like makes them the full color.
Mm-hmm.
See the striking. Bandejas he's got him in the clinch. Also, really interested to see what's gonna happen in the grappling.
Speaking of which, in terms of like the gloves, if you invest
and Bandejas gets him down. Wow.
If you invested more time and money into promoting, then people wouldn't just talk about your gloves. Good point.
So Bandejas has got him inside control.
Yeah, so that was expected.
Well, I'm really interested to see what Pettis is going to do from here, if he can get up.
Come on.
So that was a turning point in this round. I still think that Pettis should win the round, but who knows how judges might score it after that. I mean, when it comes to the striking, Pettis definitely won, but Bandejas was definitely still in the fight, landing his own shots, and he landed a side kick to the body.
Oh, I'm loving him in Bellator. That's why I say I like him better than Anthony.
Who do you think won that round?
Sergio.
I agree.
Nothing happened after Bandejas just took him down, side control, got up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree, but you never know how judges score that.
Let Sergio stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so after this, I want to put on the boxing stream now. Just to, you know.
You know where to put it on? I tried to find it on my sources, but I couldn't find it.
Let me see.
Okay. So, interesting first round. When it comes to the grappling, I was really...
sorry. I'm sorry.
I was really... Well, it was interesting because I wasn't sure how Bandejas' grappling was going to do against Pettis, but he managed to take him down pretty easily. So I wonder if he's going to try to keep that same game plan towards the next rounds.
Do I have to send? Sorry, still, I'm just trying to figure that out right now. I can see why you say it's really hard for you to find it, because it's not cooperating on the computer.
Yeah. So right now, they're both in the center, just feigning each other. Yeah, Pettis is still providing good pressure. And like you said, Pettis is really good at closing in the distance when he needs to. He's not really giving Bandejas a chance to use his reach.
Monique is right again. That's
right once again. Oh, nice straight by Pettis. Yeah, the reach is not playing a factor in this right now.
Did you ever get the Sam, babe? Did you ever trial run it or anything?
Trial run what?
The Sam.
You said the Sam.
The zone.
The zone. I could get it if you want to watch the fight. I just don't know if the boxing fight already started or not.
Yeah, I could check. No, I can't check on that. Sorry.
In case anyone is wondering what fight that is, it is Virgil Ortiz against Vargas. Samuel Vargas, yeah. It's a pretty big deal for hardcore boxing fans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like a semi casual. I don't know too much about it, but I do enjoy watching a lot of the fights. So yeah, the striking so far, it's kind of like the last fight. It's a little bit uneventful, but pretty even.
You gotta be careful. These fighters are not
Yeah,
underestimating each other.
definitely not.
Pettis keeping busy though, loving it. So I have a question, and I don't know if you can answer this, but is Bellator all the main events except like championship fights? Are they all just 3 round fights?
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure that they do 5 round fights. I'm like 90% sure I've seen the five round fights, but I think that they were. I'm actually now that I think about it, I'm not too sure. I think I remember reading something that it's a lot safer if they do less rounds for the fighters.
Duh, because it's more contact with the 4 or 5 rounds, right?
Yeah,
UFC
but I
doesn't
mean,
do.
I don't know if 3 rounds is enough for a championship fight still, because like when you look at Usman versus Covington, like they really needed all of those 5 rounds to determine a winner. It was like a
Yeah,
really
because
attractive
Masvidal was
fight.
winning the first few. Yeah, I get that.
Because who? No, I said Usman and Covington,
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I
not
just said
Masvidal. No,
Pettis on top. That sounds weird. But anyways. Why do you bet against me, babe?
you know what? This fight isn't over, and I've already beat you once. Okay, so
Big,
right
I
now,
do think he was gonna win.
Bandejas got up. Bandejas got up pretty easily.
That's
Pretty
fine.
easily.
He's supposed to get out easily.
Unlike
He's
Pettis did.
better than this. Pettis did get out easily. What are you talking about?
No, he finished the fight in side control. Right? Yeah, that's how the fight ended. I mean, the round ended. Or am I crazy?
You're crazy.
Yeah, I think you're crazy.
You loco, okay? You is
Crazy.
loco.
Go loco.
Love that song, loco. I'm telling you, Amanda Rivas should get that song. It says literally arriba is arriba. It's like seriously, okay? Genius right there. Speaking of which, that's my girl.
So yeah,
Beat your freaking Paige Van Zant all day, every day, okay? With her brilliant jiu-jitsu.
I'm a fan of her too. Okay, I'm a fan of her
You
too.
don't know her that much.
I didn't know her at all, but now I'm a fan. What? Don't look
This
at me
man
like
right
that.
here. This man
What?
despised Kenzie
What?
Durham. And then after freaking some knee bar.
Okay.
Okay, she's thick. Okay. I'm like, seriously, man. Just like, get out of here right now.
Monster hook by Pettis.
Loving it.
The Bandejas just ate it though.
Really good. That was a really good kick. Like, you know that timing that Valentina had, who just got ass with that like crucifix kick or whatever that's called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same timing.
And
But
back
boy,
to Mackenzie Dern. I mean, yeah, like with a knee ball like that, you can't do anything but be a fan.
have you
That
ever
was
seen her submit before? She's had amazing submissions and not just a knee bar.
yeah.
Okay, so
I
I usually
I
would have
have
before.
I have,
Mm-hmm.
but there was something about that knee bar that really just got me going for that day.
Oh, I think I know what it is. But I keep this PG, so I'm not gonna say it.
You should say it.
The angle at which the camera showed the knee bar showed the curvature of the newly
No, I mean, like she actually lost some of her thickness for that fight. Like, she's always been attractive. Like that was never a question. She was more attractive before that, but that's
Have
one
you
of the
seen
reasons why
her
I
in
didn't
the
like her.
she had bloodshot eyes and like freaking like always like loved
Yeah,
like,
I know.
she took the weight cut seriously.
Okay, but what I'm saying is she's always been attractive, but that's not why I liked her. I liked her just really just for that submission.
You know my rule. If that behind does not look as good as mine, okay? Face over here. Okay? That's all I gotta say right
It's
now.
true. It's
Literally
true.
put my
I mean, but
selfie
that's not fair though.
beside her Okay, it's not even comparison right there.
That's
No,
not fair because nobody can compare to you. That's
go.
just not.
Haters, I don't give a shit. Like, if you see myself, you see me in person, you already know. Okay, you already know this is more attractive.
You already know. You know that.
You know that we're solely doing that. Dance tomorrow. Oh yeah. Oh, like my heart.
I know.
My heart for like I have like my head's mostly Darren Till. My heart is definitely like on Robert Whitaker's.
Your head's Darren Till? Whoa.
Yep.
Mine's Whitaker, but my heart's Till.
I know. Who has the odds right now of this?
I'm pretty sure Whitaker's the favorite.
Well, he should be because he's a former champ.
Yeah.
Crap.
So right now Pettis, the same thing, just trying to provide sort of light pressure. Bandejas, clean straight right by Pettis. So it looks like in the grappling, Bandejas definitely has the edge, but he's not really using it as much as I would like him to. But
no,
in the striking,
Pettis, he's not doing shit. Like that's literally as bluntly as I'm gonna say it. Like Pettis is just staying busy. He got out of those, and he had a takedown of his own, which counts as well. So okay, it's looking like you are correct. Robert Whitaker is the slight favorite.
Oh.
Okay, let me just double check the numbers for that.
The only thing I'm worried about Whitaker is for some reason when like a champion loses, it's like they go on like a skid. You know, we saw that happen with Bisping recently with Tyron Woodley. So I'm just afraid that that's going to happen to Whitaker. You know, like if he loses the belt and all of a sudden he just goes on a losing streak. But I like them both. I like them both a lot. But who do I like more? I'm going to have to go with Darren Till.
It's hilarious.
So I'm still hoping he's going to win.
They say that why Darren Till is the king.
He's just a great guy.
Go on the goddamn Instagram and Twitter. It's freaking all hilarious. You see him like hitting on girls too. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But at least anyone who's better than Luke Rockhold at hitting on girls, he's pretty much a king compared to like that. All right. So
his choice of women is also he has high standards. Oh,
Darren Till or Robert Whitaker?
Till.
Robert Whitaker's wife though, man, I love her to death, man. She is like quintessentially like got everything going for her. You got like looks, you have the fact that you're a good mom, cute together with Robert Whitaker. Good, like she didn't settle. Like Robert Whitaker's not a bad looking dude or anything like that.
Not at all. It's like not at all.
No, I know, right? Not at all. not even close. Like Darren Till, no offense, his face is not as appealing in my opinion than Robert Whitaker's, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean Whitaker's wife is good to talk about. I mean, she's obviously a nice person, but for me, not my type.
I'm trying. Who is Till going out with or smashing right now?
He has a girlfriend.
The one with the daughter that he has.
Yeah, he's still with her right now.
Damn this.
Apparently,
because I won. Basically, I don't think anything's gonna happen within this minute.
Yeah, it's a minute left. Yeah, pretty uneventful. A little disappointing.
Rick is 4-0. I'll celebrate a little early because I just don't think anything's gonna happen. Like Pettis is not letting him breathe at this point. Or Bandejas is gun shy. That's what he is right now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm satisfied. That's what she said. Girlfriends, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing, but Pettis definitely won. Well, not for you because you won.
Really, there's not many pictures for the Darren Till his girl. Oh wait, no, okay. I see. I love you know me. I can't just like go and see someone who's attractive because if they're a bimbo, they're dumb as bricks. They can't take care of themselves, kind of thing. Like they can't think for themselves. the attraction just goes away automatically. I'd be like, that's why I don't know who Darren Till's girl, like how she is. All I know is that Robert Whitaker's wife, Sophie, I believe her name is pretty much the perfect girl next door. So.
You're right.
You right. I'm right. I'm right. Sorry.
Right. Today we're 1-1. 1-1.
Oh, but I'm 4-0 in the main card. That's all that matters.
But against me, you're 1-1 today.
Bandejas just got beat by the Phenom. Pettis, I was right about you. Keep going. He's so young. He's like, what, 21?
Can you find out if the boxing fight started?
No, I didn't figure that out. You want to figure out if you can do the zone? No, the zone. Sorry, crap. Sorry. I don't know why.
Mean, I can't do it. I can buy it, but I just want to see if like it already started.
I have to look at it. Pettis,
before I buy it.
You got me. Okay, in that division. Okay. Ortiz. We're gonna try to watch it together, the match, and comment, because I guess some people were wondering about it.
Pretty big boxing fight, especially now that there's not a lot of boxing fights going on.
I know, right?
Yeah, Virgil Ortiz, he's Golden Boy's best prospect, like hands down. So now they're announcing the winner. Yeah, Pettis obviously looks really confident, and yep, he got the win. I think it was unanimous decision.
Thank you, Christ. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that fight is over.
Yeah, it might be. I think it started.
It said Ortiz won in the 7th round, KO, TKO.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's okay.
Well, that's that.
We can probably find the highlights up there.
Yeah. So what'd you think of doing a full Bellator card?
Well, you know how I feel about Bellator, so.
Didn't change?
Half the fights in that main card were lackluster.
Well, at least you got tomorrow to look forward to. You know what?
We're gonna do a stream. We're gonna do a stream. We'll do a stream.
You want to?
Yeah, of course I do.
Like I said, I'm down for whatever you want to do.
We're not down for anything kind of couple. I guess that's what it is.
Especially what we were talking about earlier, that you tried to finesse me over.
What?
Can't get out of that. You can't get out of it. It's gonna happen. At least once. It's gonna happen. It was your idea. Your idea. Remember that.
My brilliant idea.
I didn't even want to try. I didn't even care for it until you said it. Now I want to. It's true.
You look so cute, okay?
Aw, I know.
What the hell did you got?
Aw.
Okay. You gotta figure it out. It's because for some reason we'll do a stream on that eventually. Because we have a YouTube channel.
We are pretty much woo.
Oh hey, crazy! Yes, I don't know if you caught that. So basically, what happened and why I freaked the f out is because we and Jonathan have this like crazy tally going on of how many times, number one, we can be really, really insane where we do and say the same things, and also just like crazy stories about coincidences that happen. And I believe it's the power of the sweater. Power of the sweater. When Jonathan bought the sweater already, from before the sweater even reached his hands, it was already some crazy story. I don't know. You want to tell that story?
You want to do it now, or would you want to save it for the other?
Just one story. It's like out of how many that we have. Okay. So You want to tell that story since like you're the one who like
Well, pretty
experienced it?
much that's your favorite color, so I wanted to wear it for the stream.
Mm.
And I remember like I bought it and it was supposed to arrive at a certain day, and it was the day after our stream. And so I was asking you if you wanted to postpone the stream without, giving away that I was gonna get the sweater. And you said no, so I was just gonna like save it. And then all of a sudden, like literally, like during that conversation, I looked at my like Amazon thing again, and it changed from arriving in 2 days to arriving the very next day, like in front of me. And yeah,
Yeah,
that's just one of the
he
weird.
went through a religious experience right there. I swear. And I was like, what?
You see,
What?
if that happened alone, then it would just be like a weird coincidence. But it's not. It's not just that. It's that stuff like that happens all the time.
All the time. And if you want us to do a
Most
stream
people wouldn't believe
here,
this.
we will do that, and we will tell you all the stories that you will think that we're delusional and crazy, but honestly, you're probably gonna see
If you
some of
do think that,
the.
I wouldn't blame you because
I mean,
honestly, I wouldn't even believe myself if I didn't experience it. So yeah.
oh god, we're gonna catch that. Okay, gotta edit that shit. Crazy. Anyways,
I totally like flipped over.
I guess like since we're on the stream right now, we could agree on a time to do this because you know how I have to work anyway, so I won't be able to catch most of the main card. I can probably catch the last three, perhaps, of the main card, which is I think it was Noguera, Rua, Gustafson, Verdum,
Oh,
and
look at this.
Whitaker.
That actually is already here. It has arrived.
Plug, come on, babe, put the plug in right now. That's what she said.
It's
Anyway.
called Core.
Oops, all that. Not my
Want to
bad.
say the title? See, I want you to say the title because that was your idea. I don't want to take credit.
You're like you're pretty much in charge of that channel, anyways. So I'll let you take my credit this once.
Well, Monique wanted to call it Quarantine Love because pretty much our love started in quarantine. So that is
Sorry.
that is the funny little TV show that we're in. So pretty much all these streams that we do, and like we have like some other videos, like we pretty much just upload them on the YouTube channel. So it's just for fun.
That's right. Subscribe, follow, look up Quarantine Love, and you'll see our shenanigans, both MMA related, not MMA related, and we'll have the whole origin story of how we got to be this and all the coincidences. I'm glad we at least recorded one of them. So we can at least like we'll tally it and eventually we'll have like this like montage of people think we're crazy.
I think we have over 100
Yeah.
by now.
Sorry? What you say?
I think we have over 100 of them by now.
Yep, 3 months in, guys. 3 months in. And cause it's funny because we want to see like what would happen if either of us were wearing a sweater. And so far, the powers have been kicking in lately in the last 2 days. So, maybe, like,
Oh yeah,
Sisterhood of the
definitely.
Traveling Pants. If anyone has ever watched that, this is like so the couple dumb of the traveling sweater, something like that. We'll figure out a little title for that kind of video. All right, so I guess we will because I know that the main card starts about 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and basically I want to pull up the fights real quick.
Okay.
Just to see how many. I'm trying to guesstimate right the time. We're originally supposed to do that tonight, but basically the powers may be have lifted my plans, and so I got to do this main card stream. Originally, I didn't even know if I could watch the last 2 fights, and I was a little bit disappointed. Obviously, not only because I want to do a longer stream with you, but also because I would miss the Aaron Pico fight, which actually meant a lot to me because I like Aaron Pico and I actually knew Solo. So, okay, let's pull up the UFC events right here.
Okay.
So, in the main, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights. So, I'm looking
In
at
the
my
main
schedule.
card?
I told you it's stacked.
Wait, what? 7 fights in the main card?
Yep, you can count them.
I've
Okay.
never heard of it going past 5.
Because I told you
No
this is
way.
like 15 fight card. Chimif versus McKee,
What?
Oliveira versus Sabota, Craig versus Artigulov, Esparza versus Rodriguez, Gustafson versus Verdum, Rua versus Nogueira, and Whitaker versus Till. So, I think right now.
Whoa.
So the first two fights gone. I couldn't probably watch that. I'd probably be home, which is what I wanted to watch, the Carlos Esparza fight. So we got like 4 fights to do a stream about. And I think you said you wanted to do it together, so we'll wait until the last 4 fights. And
Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of awkward if I just started without you.
That sounds wrong. That sounds wrong in itself. So I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that into that. Seriously, really? That was like the most obvious joke. Okay, so we'll most likely start the stream at about probably around 9:30. Like you probably go on first because I get home around that time. It was
Okay.
or 6:30 your time, and then we'll go from there. So probably we're gonna say like 9:30, maybe 9:45 ish, whatever. It's up to you when you want to start the stream, and then we'll cover the last 4 fights. The main main event is going to break me. I love the 2 fighters like kind of equally, but for different reasons. So, and I told you like I'm not going to do the picks because I have my morning show. That's right, bright and early, boys and girls. 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 a.m. Eastern. That's right. I'm gonna have a coffee in one hand, and then my boys on either side. We're gonna be talking about the fight breakdowns for all of the probably most of the main card, not all of the main card for UFC Fight Night 3, Till versus Whitaker. That's gonna be happening on my channel, at Unwrapped Sports as well. That channel. Also follow us on Fights Unwrapped. That stream is also gonna be streaming live right there, and I have my 2 contributors, Alec Carr and also Alex Vargas, who are going to join me, and we're going to talk about pretty much all the fights, and pretty much going to be focusing on that main event, and I'll pretty much tell everybody what I think of who's going to win that fight during that time. So let's save that suspense for the morning, and if you are not awake at that time, you can catch the replay. It's going to be on my Twitter account. All right, I think that's it for the stream. Since the boxing match is like you missed it, that's okay. So
yeah,
I don't know. Alphaman, you already said. Did you say you had like a slide or something in my face?
I showed that earlier.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. You want
I'm
to see
sorry.
it?
Yeah, sorry.
You want to see your cute selfie?
I love that selfie.
There it is. That's like
Aww,
the epitome of beauty.
so sweet. Amor.
Sophia Whitaker ain't got nothing on that. You know that. You know that.
Okay, you get brownie points. Alright.
Oh, no. There you are.
Okay, so I don't know how do we end the stream before? I forgot. But basically, we will see you all tomorrow night because it's fight night. Actually, it's fight night right now because it's like 12 a.m. my time. So I'm excited. It's officially fight night. We are pretty much less than 24 hours away from Till versus Whitaker. So tune into that. I believe that's going to be on ESPN Plus or ESPN in general for those who have it, and it's free to watch. So you can tune in 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern tomorrow night, and catch my show at 10:30 a.m. because that's how you start a freaking Saturday. That's how you start fight day with full fight prediction. So we got you, and we got also if anyone likes to gamble, okay, we got the odds right there and who I think you should probably bet on. And don't listen to the boys. I'm gonna say this tomorrow morning. I got the better record. Okay, that's all that matters at this point. Okay, so I'm going to leave the stream and we're gonna talk in a little bit. Okay.
Hashtag Unwrapped Sports.
Hashtag Unwrapped Sports. Hashtag Fights Unwrapped.
Fights Unwrapped.
Hashtag Quarantine Love.
Quarantine Love.
Alright.
Hashtag On Power.
Alright, I'm gonna leave the stream. So you can close off the stream as as fit as you want. I don't know. This is your show. Okay, bye guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning and tomorrow night.
Thank you everybody for watching. Bye bye.